It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. We enter the last few weeks of the regular season as the calendar turns to August. And a happy civic holiday long weekend to all our fans here on Cable 14 as the Hamilton Cardinals get set to take on the London Majors. It's Reed Duthie alongside my broadcast partner, Troy Islikar. Troy, the deadline is come and gone. Moves have been made. It's a different-looking Cardinals lineup from the one that you and I saw knock off the Barrie Baycats just 7 nights ago. And they get another big test tonight, a team that, well, they could face off with in the first round of the playoffs in a very talented London Majors team.
Yeah, Cardinals have picked up some experience along the way. They also picked up a former Dudding Blue Jay in DeCastro. We'll talk about all those guys more as we get into this game. But two teams that have really struggled the last little bit here. July hasn't been good to either the Cardinals or the London Majors, both with a record of 4-6 in the last 10.
As we will send things down to the field for the singing of our national anthem. Well, Troy, after a day in which we really weren't sure if we were going to get any baseball in, the weather changed again and changed even more. And now it looks like, as we had last week, a beautiful Friday night here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. Last week on the hill for the Cardinals, we saw the last samurai, Takaki Iguchi. This week, the chess master, the second half of that double-headed monster for the Cardinals at the top of their rotation. Mizuki Akatsuka takes the ball. He's always, well, you'd say one step ahead, but maybe one arm ahead. Can throw from either the right or left side.
Yeah, if you haven't had an opportunity to see him, this is very interesting and entertaining to see. He's starting off throwing right here, and then as the batters progress, he'll move to the other side. Just as effective from the left as he is from the right, and has a 3.64 earned run average. He has 5 starts with a record of 3-2, but he's been in 12 games in relief at various points, 44 strikeouts. So he can put the ball past hitters and has been great for manager Chris Piano this season so far.
And I believe we're getting a flyover tonight as the C-130, I believe that is, the Herc, just took a turn over the top of Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Wow, perfect timing. I wonder how much Eric had to splurge for that. Or is that he's got friends maybe in high places in the military?
I'm going to go with coincidence.
No. I think it might have a little bit to do with the Ticat game that's on right now in central Hamilton, and that is on the flight path of that, as both kicking off at around the same time here.
Yeah, busy night around Hamilton. We thank you for being with us for Hamilton Cardinals IBL Baseball presented by Mountain Mitsubishi here on Friday night, as Mizuki Akatsuka will be tasked with going through a difficult lineup. Troy's, we'll take a look at the batting order for the London Majors.
Yeah, leading off for the Majors, it's Gibson Kremeski. He'll be playing second base. Hitting third is Tyler Mosher at shortstop. Caden Carducci will play first. Edward De Oloio will catch. Yeah, that too. Christian Oseka, the former Hamilton Cardinal champ, Gardner, the best name in the IBL. Brad Verhoeven, Noah Williams, and Charles Bowman playing right field for these Majors.
We will take a look at the defensive alignment for the Cardinals after the at-bat here for Gibson Krasminski. And Akatska opens things up with a strike, as he will elect to pitch to Krasminski on the right-hand side. We will likely see Akatska switch throughout the night, and he'll get ahead 0-2.
Yeah, started off with the fastball, now coming back with that slider, and comes out, backdoors it in, just catches the corner. Real nice pitch.
Akatska can switch hands during the inning, but he has to make clear before each batter whether he's going to pitch from the left or the right side. As Krasminski will fly this one high. Raquelbin DeCastro calling off his mates, and it's one away.
Yeah, Raquelbin DeCastro picked up by the Cardinals right at the signing deadline, and played his first game in Toronto the other night. 18-5 victory for the Cardinals. DeCasca, 4 hits at 7 at-bats. And Chris Piano, the manager for the Cardinals, said he should have had actually 5 hits. And I think the umpire was in a hurry to go home late in that game.
As Tyler Kosher will step his way in, the shortstop. They didn't give us time to run through the defensive alignment on that one, as perhaps the umpires got something to do here tonight, as Akatska will open up with a ball into Kosher.
And he gets right after it. He not much time in between pitches, works real fast.
Long look into Bernardo. And Gibson will take a whack at this into left field. Underneath that, real easy, Evan Simons, another one of the newcomers, as we'll take a look at the Cardinals' defense in behind Akatska. We begin in the outfield. Tyler Duncan has moved back to center field. He has Dennis DeBanding in right field. Evan Simons, another of the newcomers, in left. In through the infield, Tanner Rempel is back at first base. Nolan Boyles at second. Raquelbin DeCastro at short. Cole Ian Tomasi at third. And the battery, as mentioned, Mizuki Akatska and Luis Bernardo. As Akatska will deliver, and that one low for ball 1 as he opens up the at-bat to, well, he was briefly a Hamilton Cardinal, and Caden Cardoso.
Another flyby here by the Hercules Transport.
I'm not out of my mind, right? That is the C-130.
Yeah.
Okay. As Akatska will deliver.
Oh, if you were out of your mind, I'd be the first one to tell you.
Well, and you have before. As this one off the plate from Akatska. 2-0 the count. I was just up at Warplane, about a week and a half ago with my dad and the boys. As Akatska will wind and deliver. 3-0 the count to Cardoso. Wyatt is obsessed with the hot dog and fries for lunch.
Nice. If you haven't been to the Warplane Heritage, whether you're watching in from London or in the Hamilton area here, got to get up there.
Go. Anytime. Go. As Akatska will get it to 3-1. Cardoso looked at that one.
Cardoso seeing a lot of movement from Akatska early on, and then a fastball right down the center of the plate.
Good.
That was the one he wanted after.
Good. So on the 3-1 count, Bernardo setting up on the outside. Akatska delivers. Nice pitch again. Cardoso made him throw a pair of strikes to get this count to full, and he did. By the way, speaking of the Warplane Heritage Museum, they're almost finished, getting close to the Bristol Bolingbroke. It's one of the most rare planes they're going to have up there. It's the Canadian variant on the British Bristol Blenheim. Very few were ever made. And Akatska is going to get Cardoso staring at it. 1, 2, 3 in order. Go the Majors. Cardinals have the bats in their hands for the first time when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Good inning, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around for the Eagles of the game. Tonight's a field is set not just for baseball, but for Brewer history.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Cardinals will have the bats in their hands for the first time, and Troy, just as the Majors have a big test on their hands tonight, so do the Cardinals with Travis Keys taking the hill.
Yeah, Travis Keys has started 9 games, has a record of 5-2, a 3.58 ERA, and 59 strikeouts. So has some power, can keep the ball in the ballpark.
59 strikeouts to just 21 walks. When it goes right for Keys, he's dancing all around the zone. When it goes wrong, it's hanging in the zone as Raquelvin DeCastro will step in on home field as he begins to get accustomed to the IBL, the former Dunedin Blue Jay, as Troy was mentioning. Brandon Nicholson was moved to the Barrie Baycats to allow the Cardinals to bring DeCastro in. And the game, the at-bat will open up with a ball for DeCastro. After DeCastro, we'll take a look at the full batting lineup for the Cardinals as DeCastro put that one back into the mesh, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, I talked to Chris Piano, the manager for the Cardinals, before the game, and he's really happy to have DeCastro in at shortstop, at an actual shortstop rather than a converted one that Tyler Duncan was. And Tyler is much more comfortable out there in center field now.
I just feel like Tyler Duncan will play anywhere the Cardinals ask him to.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of the case, too, and they needed someone out in center field when Nicholson was moved, so he's taken a lot of the pressure off him, having to play in a prominent position in the infield and be the big bat for the Cardinals as well.
And DeCastro's going to get sat down on strikes as we'll take a look at the batting order for these Hamilton Cardinals. And Troy, we saw DeCastro. It'll continue on with Luis Bernardo, and then from there.
Yeah, Luis Bernardo will catch and hit second. Tyler Duncan, Dennis DeBanning, Tanner Rempel back in the lineup here tonight. Cole Ian Tomaso will play third base. Andrew Donson is your DH. Nolan Boyle and Evan Simons are the two newcomers to the Cardinals lineup.
Boyle was a junior. Cardinals signed him. He's got to get to 24 plate appearances. That's key, not at bats. Plate appearances total to qualify for the playoffs. Simons is in the same boat. He was recently signed coming out of the Austrian League last year. He had a 400 batting average. Ball on the ground, and from second it'll be tossed over by Krzyminski to Cardoso. They're saying that one 5 times fast, and it's 2 away.
Boy, those major shirts are tough to see the numbers.
I'm going on position tonight.
It's almost like those old Hamilton Bulldog.
The Arctic camos.
Special camo ones, yeah. Wow, they were tough.
Yeah, in the in First Ontario Centre, not so much fun. In the digs in Brantford,
not a big deal.
Yeah, we're a few levels closer. As Tyler Duncan will step his way in, and Keys opens him up with a strike.
First Ontario, we're seven stories up, I think, maybe more.
Perfect, good.
Yeah, if we wanted to dial down to Jay McKee, it would be a collect call, I think.
Long distance for sure. I'm sure my plan covers that.
Duncan slaps that one right back from whence it came, and he's on base with a single. And that'll bring up Dennis DeBanning.
Well, Tyler Duncan hitting .321 coming into this game, and Dennis DeBanning hitting .308. So 2 guys that are above that 300 level, and DeBanning has just really been on fire as of late. Last Friday night, a big double that got the Cardinals back in that game against Barrie.
And this is the combination the Cardinals are going to look for in their lineup into the playoffs. Will be Duncan and DeBanning through the middle. They'll have some options for it. When they get Danny Berg into this lineup, Luis Bernardo can hit second. He can hit fifth. Rempel could go to sixth. I mean, there's a number of ways to deploy what should be a pretty deep lineup for this Cardinals side. And DeBanning gets a hold of that, but it's going to fly foul way out the right field side.
Keys just trying to get comfortable on the mound there, and so far doing a good job. He's really placing the ball exactly where he wants to put it.
0-2 is the count to Dennis DeBanning. That one high, didn't miss by much. 1-2. We should be treated to a pretty good pitching matchup tonight with Keys on one side, Nikanska on the other. As Keys, the lefty, delivering. DeBanning again.
Yeah, Dennis knows that was his pitch. That was fastball right down the heart of the plate. DeOlio actually moved out to the outside of the plate, trying to get DeBanning to reach across, but that came right down the center. That was his pitch. He knew it.
Well, as the Bee Gees once sang, he's staying alive. Keys ran that one inside, 2-2 the count. Speaking of great music, Aerosmith today announcing that they will no longer tour.
Didn't The Who do that once?
Yeah, but Steven Tyler's vocal cords apparently are shot. And as an Aerosmith fan, that makes me very sad.
Yeah, I heard him on an interview actually a few months ago, and yeah, he was very hoarse.
3-2 the count. I remember for a while there, he was a regular singing the national anthem at Bruins games. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, what kind of pull do you need to get Steven Tyler to sing the national anthem? I don't have that kind of pull.
Well, those guys have had a great career. Time to just retire and relax and enjoy it. It's tough for those guys to do that, though.
DeBanning spins this one foul as the battle continues with Keys.
3-2, 2 out. Of course, Duncan was on the move, on the pitch. He had a good jump there.
Duncan, for a big guy, is like a jungle cat. I mean, he can move. As Keys has the long look in. And, DeBanning got caught looking at it. And just as there was a discussion from Cardoso at home plate at the end of the top of the first, DeBanning at the end of the bottom of the first, and I believe Chris Piano's going to step in and keep his man in this ball game.
Very wisely. See this pitch comes right inside, just grabs the corner. Good job by the catcher, DeOlio there. But yeah, there was. I mean, I can see where DeBanning's coming from. That looked like it might have been inside. It looked like a pitch similar to the had early on in that at bat that was called the ball. Frustrating.
End of the first inning, and this is usually, Troy, where I would send it to somewhere in an unnamed location in the stadium for you. I think this is as good a time of any to send our best wishes to our cohort, our broadcast partner, our amigo, Neil Sriwastawa, who is on the I think we had to put him on the LTIR for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we've got some sudden cap space. Neil's down but not out, and hopefully he's at home resting and listening. And Neil, get well soon.
Neil, we got told, buddy, you got ratted out. You got to be relaxed at home. So sit back, put your feet up, watch some baseball, and do not get too active there. And we want you to get better as quickly as possible, pal. We miss you.
But we did get cap space. Thanks for that, Neil.
Is that how DeCastro showed up?
Yeah, exactly. We got the cap space for that. When Neil went in the LTIR, we could sign him.
What is this?
So
is this the Vegas Golden Knights we're running here? What's
That's
going
right.
on? Akatska back to the mound for the top of the second. And Troy, he had a very quick first. And it'll be Edward Diolio who will step up to open the top of the second.
Yeah, it's a catcher. Diolio comes into this one hitting .254. Five home runs. So he gets a hold of that ball with the right pitch. That is going out in left field.
Akatska will be attempting to avoid that as he'll wind and deliver. Diolio, woo.
Well, that one looked outside.
Yeah, it did.
You got the call. Nick the corner, maybe coming across the plate. We'll go with that.
Eduardo Diolio, one of the best defensive catchers in the IBL, was asking about that.
And Bernardo's lining up outside there again.
Well, you got the last one. Why not give it a shot?
Well, they tried to. Diolio, you got him thinking, right? You don't know how big that plate has got in 2 innings.
Akatska continuing to deal from the right side. Hot shot down the first base line. Rempel laid out for it. It's going to carry on into foul territory in right field. Ball tossed back in from DeBanning is going to roll, and Diolio is going to be standing up at third base.
Yeah, that ball didn't come in. DeBanning overthrew the cutoff, and that ended up going out into left field, and Diolio ended up going on to third. So, nice hit by Diolio. Got the outside of the plate pitch, and then put it right back to Tanner Rempel at first base, right down the line.
Yeah, seeing the replay, Rempel nearly came up with that. I believe that's going to be a double with an error. As DeBanning, as Troy mentioned, overthrew DeCastro. Oh, beautiful breaking pitch there from Akatska to open up the former Cardinal Tristan Osika with a strike.
Yeah, Akatska, that slider that he has is just a weapon. Brings it way out there and draws it right back in across the plate.
Akatska delivering that one high, 1-1. Every time I think I know a scoring play, I turn around and look for Nate to nod or shake his head at me so I know if I'm on the right track or not. And Osika went around on that one, 1-2. Smart move there by Bernardo. He noticed it immediately and made the appeal down to third base.
Akatska goes to 1-2, none out here in this second inning. Diolio on third base. London Majors are threatening here.
And Osika teed that one back foul. Tristan Osika came into the ballgame, Troy, hitting .250, so the former Cardinal fitting in well with the Majors.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting some PT with the London Majors, and good for him.
Akatska will wind and deliver. Osika sends this one high, left field, and not coming up with the ball. Diolio is going to score. It's 1-0 for the London Majors, and Evan Simons is going to want that one back.
Yeah, I think he had a good jump on that, and he ended up catching this like a basket catch when I don't think he needed to. He actually slows up and comes right underneath it and doesn't make the catch. Diolio scores, and man on first, none out.
Akatska will square off now with Garner. As Champ Garner fouls off the first pitch, and Osika might have shown his hand there as he took off from first. We know Luis Bernardo has a heck of an arm from behind the plate.
Simon's charged with an error on that.
As Akatska will wind and deliver, and Garner probably should have pulled that one back. Bunted foul, 0-2.
Champ Gardner, one of the best names in the IBL. 250, hitting 259.
He's fallen behind Akatska here, 0-2. Osika dancing a little bit over at first, and the break on that pitch. Garner out front, swinging away. It's nabbed with the strikeout, second of the game for Akatska.
Yeah, real nice pitch. Watch the bottom of this just drop right out. The changeup there, wow, that got dropped in a hurry.
Jeez. That reminds me of the 04 Red Sox and Derek Lowe with his sinker. I don't know if you remember that when he won the clinching game in each of the 3 playoff series. And he had a sinker that would just absolutely fall off the table. And Jason Varitek was never shy to call for it. 1-0 the count as Brad Verhoeven, the left fielder, will step in. And again, Akatska continuing from that right side. No,
Here's that changeup again.
He gets Verhoeven way out front of it.
Wasn't the movement on the changeup as the previous one, but just as effective changing speeds.
And Akatska won't get that one on the outside edge. That'll run it to 2-1. I think Akatska and Keys are going to have a little bit of trouble predicting where they need to be for a strike. As Verhoeven flashes that back out of the pole. Oh, it hit the light pole. And it's on top of the Cardinals dugout with a bang.
We got some good mics down there tonight.
Yeah, we do. There is a phrase, light tower power. I don't think that's what they had in mind. As Akatska with the look in to Bernardo. And Verhoeven fouls that one. Well, he didn't foul it off, but he didn't get enough of it. Kind of pool cued it. And Raquelvin DeCastro has it for 2 away. That one played a bit of a trick with my eyes there, Troy. I thought that one was coming back.
Like yeah, DeCastro playing a little over behind second base. Just a looper that he grabbed.
Yeah, when it came off Verhoeven's bat, I thought for sure it was coming into the mesh in front of us, not out.
2 down for the Cardinals here. Top of the second. 1-0 Majors.
And Noah Williams, the DH, steps in.
Diolio getting a double and then going to third on the throwing error by DeBanning, and then he ended up scoring. And that gives the Majors their 1-0 lead.
I believe this is just the second game for Williams. He has only 3 at-bats on the season coming in. And 0-2 is the count.
3 at-bats, doesn't have a batting average yet. You see, try and get something here against Akatska.
Katska will wind and deliver and gets him staring at it. Third strikeout of the ball game for Akatska. It's an error that brings the run across. And Mizuki Akatska really running them up for the Cardinals. Look at the bats back in their hands to be led off by Tanner Rempel when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. A little bit of a miss on my part in the bottom of the first inning, so let's take a look at the London Majors defense and how they line up in behind Travis Keys pitching. It's Champ Garner who has center field. He's joined by Brad Verhoeven in left and Charlie Bowman in right field. Further on in the infield, it's Caden Cardoso with Gibson Krasminski, Tyler Kosher, and Tristan Osika. And, of course, the battery of Keys and Diolio. As you get a look at the infield and the battery coming up on your screen right there. And Tanner Rempel, the Cardinals' first baseman, will be opened up with a strike by Keys. Keys, who surrendered a single to Tyler Duncan in the first inning, but that was it. Although Dennis DeBanning was not happy about the strikeout call that he got. Chris Piano came charging down that third baseline in a hurry, trying to make sure that his right fielder stayed in the ball game.
Inquire, but don't complain.
Yeah, Cardinals cannot afford to lose a player like Dennis DeBanning. And that is the meat of this batting order.
Yeah, hitting 310 doubles this season. Just some tremendous stats by DeBanning out in right field.
1-2 the count to Rempel. Keys delivers.
And an uncharacteristic error by DeBanning as well, a throwing error out in right field tonight.
Yeah, 2 errors in the top of the second for the Cardinals. And a team that has been pretty darn good in the field.
Yeah, coming into this, well, for most of the season, they were leading the IBL in fielding. Now they're second to the Welling Jackfish, who are, just doing well in things.
Shocking, right? We're all surprised. Well, Jackfish will be in here for Friday Night Baseball next week. As Rempel hammers this one high and back. And that one away foul. It remains 2-2. And I can't believe I'm already saying this, but then after the Jackfish are in here in a week, the following week is the last Friday Night Baseball of the season. It's the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah.
And then it's the playoffs.
Just when we were getting into the meat of baseball during the summer, and it's almost over. That's the IBL.
Rempel on the ground to third. Osika across the diamond to Cardoso. One away.
Good moving across by Osika, the former Cardinal, and gets Tanner Rempel We'll call that 5-3 in your scorebook. And that brings up Cole Intomasi, who's had a great season. He is a junior. He is hitting 400. 40 at-bats, 16 hits.
Yeah, the Cardinals really have found a couple of players for the future in terms of Zach Marriott potentially, although he's taking a job down in Little Rock. Cam Gravel, who will be headed back to school. I believe Cole Intomasi as well.
Jefferson College.
But if they can hold the rights of these guys and continue to bring them up in the summers, boy, they are building quite the base.
I'm talking to Chris Piazza before the game, and he's really high on Ian Tomasi.
Keys delivers Ian Tomasi to short. Hard on. It'll be twisted over, and that'll be 2 away for the Cardinals. As Andrew Johnston will step in. As Keys will deliver on, and it's ball 1 to Johnston. Johnston, who has big-time power, Troy, if he can turn on the ball. And a bit of an odd stat line for him. On the season, he actually has more runs scored than he has base hits.
Yeah, big boy. And we've seen him launch a ball out of this park. And it was a no-doubter early on in the season.
1-2 is the count. Another one of these young Cardinals that there is such a bright future with this franchise. Just got to find a way to keep them all together for the long run.
Yeah, the 04 born Johnston, University of Guelph product, and he strikes out.
Keys got him swinging on that one, as Keys has faced 7 batters through 2 innings. And we will be back on Mount Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball after we hear from our friends at Armstrong Bird Food.
Sometimes the littlest things can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Troy, we'll take a look out of town and some of the bigger action going on tonight. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and Brantford Red Sox are square at zeros. The Barry Bay Cats, in a battle of the top two teams in the IBL, have a 1-0 lead over the Welland Jackfish. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats have a 7-0 lead over the Montreal Alouettes.
The defending Grey Cup champion, Montreal Alouettes.
Bo Levi Mitchell, 8 of 10 for 67 yards. Shamar Bridges has 2 catches for 23 to lead the way for the Ticats.
So you pretty much watch a Cardinals game and you'll get information and stat lines on everything that's going on. Are we going to do some Olympic coverage tonight? Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Some pistol shooting?
We were covering the NHL.
Breakdancing?
Yeah, I don't know how breakdancing got in there. I still find that one a little dubious. As Charlie Bowman leading off the inning for the London Majors.
Charlie Bowman just in 7 games this season hitting 500, so small sample size, but he's had some success.
Watch super heavyweight judo this afternoon. As this ball bunted foul, and Akatska ahead 0-2. Teddy Renier of Paris, France, won his 4th straight gold medal in his hometown.
He is the super heavyweight
Judoka.
judo champ.
That's right. As Akatska will wind and deliver. To do so, he beat the defending world champion from South Korea. It was a heck of a match, right down to the last 16 seconds.
Well, fans, I told you, you tune in long enough and you'll get some Olympic coverage.
How about Summer McIntosh for Canada in the pool?
Oh, tremendous, that girl.
200-meter breaststroke. I was tired watching it. As that ball hit the top of the TV truck.
Getting the high. Stinky. Cheese.
Somebody alert Jono. I don't know where he is.
We
But
might need a new truck by the end of this season.
1-2 remains the count for Bowman. As Akatska will wind and deliver. 2-2 the count. Did not get the call. I got a section right now on my TV that's all Olympics, right? And it's all the European coverage
Yes.
or the international, and
Yep.
it's just,
In the UK.
yeah, it's unbelievable. You can watch all sorts of different events. I was watching European handball as Bowman goes down swinging.
And that's the
to
stuff that
Akatska.
doesn't really get covered much, right? Like that kind of
No,
stuff.
it was really cool to turn it on and see some of the different things that
Ping pong. You
Yeah,
don't
I
really
watched-
see a lot of ping pong.
badminton.
Yeah.
Watch some badminton.
You can put pickleball in there.
Well, that to me is more of an Olympic sport than breakdancing.
Oh, you think?
How's that a sport? I don't understand. Why is it a sport? As Akatska winds and delivers.
And they're not even putting pickleball in for the next Olympics in Los Angeles. And pickleball is huge in the States. Fastest growing sport in the world.
What are the Americans going to put in?
I don't know. Don't they have you get a choice? You put
Inline hockey. I'll make a comeback. As Akatska gets ahead 0-2. I'm too old.
Glad you said it.
Grzyminski sees the 0-2, shoots it back up the middle. DeCastro, quick to his hands, and Rempel over at first will record the out, 2 away.
Well, this ball hit sharply back to Akaska, and I always get nervous when those liners come back to the pitcher, but he tried to get it, went through the gloves. DeCastro playing it well, good hands, good eye, and over to Rempel. And, after the pitcher gets a hold of that, it can go in any direction. Good read by DeCastro.
And that'll bring Kosher back up, and he'll swing at the first offering. Yeah, Kat's already working on 4 strikeouts here in the top of the third. Again, the only run that's come across was on back-to-back errors. Oh, beautiful breaking pitch from Akatska as he got Kosher way out front of it. I'd say Akatska feeling pretty comfortable just at the moment, Troy.
Yeah, and Nick Lafleur, his zone, his strike zone has been rather generous, but consistently generous.
That's a good way to put it. We've seen protests from both sides, which generally means it's fairly even. 0-2 the count. After Kosher sent that one back into the parking lot. Katska delivers. Kosher again. Staying alive. That was a sound effect.
Yeah, Bernardo lining up on the outside of the plate and knowing that Lafleur will call it. He's gotten it so far, and it's been a good sell by Bernardo as well.
Bernardo's fantastic at framing pitches.
Yeah, he's out there again.
And once again, that ball is going to be sent back over the grandstands. Bernardo very much, Troy, if you remember from when the Atlanta Braves had that incredible pitching staff of Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz, they had a guy named Javi Lopez behind the plate. Just brilliant at framing the ball.
Yeah, a lot of experience behind home plate with Bernardo there.
Katska tried to get Kosher swinging at something in the dirt.
And he and DeCastro are really good buddies. And that's how DeCastro ended up coming to the Cardinals after he was released by Dunedin.
You know, seeing the way that Bernardo interacts with other guys around the league, with us, you think everybody's his good buddy. He is just a very happy guy. And 2-2. The count is Katska didn't have any break on that one. He started it out, and then it just kept on running. Or if that one slipped off his finger.
Tanner Rempel really playing close to the line there at first base.
Oh, Katska works inside and gets Kosher. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings for Mizuki Katska. He is on a roll. And we will return with the Cardinals holding the bats on Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Here.
We call it the first two to turn the outside side of the field. They are first two are making our first. We know second we're in here, Emily Foster.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Cardinals with the bats in their hands, and it's Nolan Boyle who will step in as he looks to get himself going here for the Cardinals down the stretch, stepping in 1 for 1 on the season and has a walk as well with an RBI.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he's got to get some at-bats in before the playoffs to make him eligible.
It is 24 plate appearances total that Boyle will need, so expect to see him as a bit of a regular in this lineup. As 1-1 the count from Keys. And that Fastball floated in a little high, 2-1 the count. As Keys with the long look in.
Boyle, Simons, and DeCastro scheduled for the Cardinals in this inning.
Ball down 3-1. Boyle showing a good eye. And you can see he's definitely a newcomer to the team that doesn't have the name on the back of the jersey just yet. Boyle, a junior age player. And he's going to draw himself another walk.
Yeah, real smart, patient at bat by Boyle. Like exactly what Chris Piazza likes to see. Runners on base are big for the Cardinals. And any way you can get it, we'll take it.
Evan Simons. He was a superstar with the Ottawa GGs.
Yeah, I think it was Athlete of the Year for the whole school.
GG's MVP. Went to Austria, as mentioned earlier. Had a .400 batting average. Won a Gold Glove in Austria. And he's going to put the bunt down. Keys turning it back to second. Not in time.
Wow. Krasminski, I don't think was prepared to take that throw from Keys. Keys turned, pivoted, saw that second base was doable, and threw it to Krasminski, but he was off the bag and in behind second base. You see this right here, bunt here, bounces high. Keys spins, turns, wheels to second, and Krasminski wasn't, I don't think even Boyle was confused as well, too. He didn't think he was going to get there.
So the bunt single
You want me to focus on first?
gets Simons on base. And Raquelbin DeCastro hitting with 2 on and nobody out. Keys delivers. DeCastro shoots that one sky high. And calling it as the shortstop kosher, one away. And that will bring Luis Bernardo to the plate.
Out after the Cardinals, number 14, Luis Bernardo.
Speaking of the Olympics, Troy, earlier on, did you see Sofiane Mathot win a bronze in trampoline?
Yeah, we do always. I think we've won a medal in every year except for one that trampoline has been in the Olympics, I think. I heard that stat today.
I was watching some of that. My wife was a high-end gymnast. At one time, she was labeled for the Olympics.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, we watched Simone Biles the other night and the team competition. And watching gymnastics with her, you want to talk about an education. She picked out everything. It was absolutely incredible.
Then she met you, and that was the end of her career. Is that how it goes?
No. That ended before me.
I'm just repeating what I'm getting from the truck.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I know who's down there. Yeah, he's going to hear from me later. Keys will deliver to Bernardo. And that'll run low, 2-1 the count. Brendan Niccolo, our intrepid producer tonight. The three of us have known each other, Troy, probably longer than any of us want to admit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's Bernardo on the ground. The Majors are going to try to turn 2 back to first, and they'll get out of it. The pop fly from DeCastro, the double play from Bernardo, and Keys into a little bit of trouble and out of it in an instant. We are through 3 innings of play. The Cardinals trail 1-0. You're watching Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Opening up the top of the fourth inning with a strike is Mizuki Akatsuka on Caden Cardoso. As Akatsuka continuing to roll along and again pulls the string, 0-2.
During that last inning, we were talking about how long we've known our producer, Brendan, down in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was before HDTV. Definitely before HDTV.
Yes, it was, because I remember when Cable 14 went to HDTV. As Cardoso skies this one into left, Simon's underneath it.
I remember because it was like, are you sure you want to put us on HDTV?
That's what I said. As the ball tossed back to Akatsuka, and we will continue along with Eduardo Diolio.
Can you imagine if they ever go 4K? That's the end of us.
Yeah, we're done. Yep. Yeah, I'm once we get to 4K, my career is over. As Akatsuka will open up Diolio, ball one low. And Brendan giving us, of course, the ever-present love, saying faces for radio. He's not kidding. I mean, I do have a degree in radio broadcasting. So, as Akatsuka delivers 2-0.
Diolio with a double in the second inning. And then on air reached third during that same play. And he ended up scoring his London Major's only run this game. Wow, that thing.
That is a tower out way in foul territory.
I don't even think you can fly a drone that high.
There's a kid who made a real nice grab on the bounce. He was playing catch out beside the field there. Real quick hands. Nicely done. 2-1 the count to Diolio. Diolio's the man who scored, and he's going to send this one right back to Akatsuka, who will flip it on to Rempel. 1-3 goes the putout, and it's 2 away. As Tristan Osika will step in. He reached last time on an error and then got stranded at first base.
Osika coming into this one hitting .255 in 18 games. For the London Majors, started in 13 of them. So getting some playing time in London. The former Cardinal.
Yeah, Osika kind of got caught a little bit in between administrations, shall we say. He was with the Cardinals for a bit, and when Eric Spearin took the team over, Osika had an opportunity to go to London for regular playing time, and I think it's worked out great for everybody involved.
Akatsuka again working quick here, 2 out.
That might have spun off the plate, and it will end up foul as Ian Tomasi charged it. It'll remain 0-2. A bit of a confusing one there. Is I thought initially from the sound, Troy, that it hit home plate. And Osika will take his time getting back to the batter's box. And just like that, we're reset. Akatsuka winds, delivers low, 1-2.
Ooh, early in the game, Bernardo lining up just outside that plate and got that pitch a couple times.
I think it might have come in a little bit too low that time to get. As Akatsuka, this one on the ground to second. Boyle, quick turn to Rempel. And just like that, we are through 3.5 in this ball game. The Majors continuing to lead 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. It's Travis Key's turn when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14 as Tyler Duncan will lead things off in the bottom of the fourth for the Cardinals.
Cardinals just have one hit in this game so far, and Tyler Duncan has that hit. And that was in that first inning.
Did Simons get overruled to an error?
I believe so.
As delivery from Keys, and Duncan swings through for strike one. Troy, by the way, you and I spent a lot of time in the Ontario Hockey League. Congratulations to Oshawa Generals defenseman and now Toronto Maple Leafs prospect Ben Danford. Signed his ELC today. That was a great pick by the Leafs.
Great second half of the season for him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ben Danford. Big fan of a lot of the guys on that Oshawa defense. Danford, Morelli, Bedkowski. Three really good players that they're fun to watch. And, boy, they should have some interesting meetings this season with the Bulldogs.
I think the first home game for the Bulldogs is against Oshawa, is it not?
Of course it is.
Yeah, I think it always is. That's tradition, isn't it?
It does feel like it. 1-2 the count. The Bulldogs franchise home opener in 2015 was against the defending Memorial Cup champion, Oshawa Generals, and Stephen Harper scored a couple that night, the hockey player, not the Prime Minister, to lift the Bulldogs to a win in that game.
You get everything. Olympics, CFL football, Bulldogs trivia. Just tune in to Cable 14, Friday Night Baseball.
That's what happens when the two of us get up here and we just decide we like to have fun. 2-2 the count to Duncan.
Duncan hitting .321 coming into this one.
Can you believe they've given us live mics for over a decade?
6 home runs. Oh, I know.
Duncan swings through as Keys continues along in quick fashion. Troy, we are getting treated to a beautiful pitchers matchup here.
Yeah, absolutely. Two guys that are working fast and are spotting the ball just perfectly to their catchers.
Dennis DeBanning. He has the ability to turn a game around with one swing of a bat. But can he do it to Travis Keys? DeBanning fights that one off. Oh!
Wow.
Thought that one might have caught the line.
Yeah, I thought so too. We can maybe get a replay of that one because it looked close.
That was tight. Thought DeBanning might have a bit of an excuse me single.
Nope. It's foul ball.
Great call. Down first
That's
base
why
side.
they're umpires and we're not.
That is correct. That's a brilliant call down there.
We'll just stick to this until they figure us out.
It's been this long. I think we might be all right. As Keys delivers, DeBanning sends that one way out of here.
Yeah, those last two pitches by Keys and DeBanning late on both of them. Some indication of the gas that Keys is throwing tonight.
Deceptive lefty. As he'll wind and deliver, and that one, I think that one came out of his hand a little funny. Diolio had to bat that down.
Yeah, change up a little high and outside. It was probably a good one not to put right down the middle of the plate.
Yeah, if you're going to miss to Dennis DeBanning, miss where he can't get it. Keys again winds and delivers. That one comes in low, 2-2.
Yeah, I think Diolio got crossed up there a little bit.
DeBanning followed by Rempel. If either reaches, Ian Tomasi. Most batters we've seen in a single inning, or single half inning so far in this ball game, is 5, and that was through 2 errors. The Cardinals have had 4 twice, and that's about it. I mean, everything else has been 3 batters aside and out.
And these last 3.5 innings here, it's kind of been indicative of the Cardinals in the last little while, just having problems getting men on base, just up against some great pitching.
Yeah, they have seen a run of aces. Jeremiah Sucre from the Brantford Red Sox last Sunday, who gave them all kinds of trouble.
Good eye by DeBanning right there, and one out here, getting someone on is imperative, and that'll bring Tanner Rempel to the plate.
Tanner Rempel, who has one of the best walk-up songs in the IBL.
Hitting .276 coming into this one and having kind of an all-star-like season this year.
He's been fantastic on both sides of the ball. Over at first base, he's made some ridiculous plays.
Yeah, he really has. And I talked to him before the game. He's still got a commitment with the Ontario Blue Jays that he coaches, and there's a couple of weeks left of that, and then he's clear for the playoffs.
Oh, Keys trying to check over on DeBanning at first. DeBanning's going to turn second on his way to third, and he'll be standing up at third base. Boy, does that change things for Rempel quickly. There's the speed.
Well, if you're going to make an error like that, you don't want to make it with Dennis DeBanning on the base path. He'll make you pay, and that comes bad throw over to first, and DeBanning on his horse knows exactly where that ball went and where he needs to get to.
Time out! Hey, time out, Piano! Piano, that was time out.
And
Yeah, he's not in the ball. That's time out. Yeah. Yeah, time out. Yeah.
time being called.
Yeah, he's time out.
And now a meeting of the umpires. I was
Is it on?
writing down the error over in the error in the scorebook, and Dennis DeBanning. What is going on? Dennis DeBanning just got ruled out.
He's not in play. That's time out.
Oh, I think he got tagged out. Wow, we can replay on that and find out, because we're both doing the same thing. Both had our heads down, marking our boards. And the Cardinals, who had a runner DeBanning on third base, no, it was after this. It was
as Rempel puts the ball on the ground, fired over to first, and the threat is over. As, boy, did things get crossed up in a hurry, and Tanner Rempel was barking over at the first base umpire. As we'll take another look.
I was going to say the hidden ball trick, but I thought, no, that can't be it. Yeah, it was.
Now, Luis Bernardo was saying that DeBanning had already called time. So
Tristan Osika that put the tag on DeBanning. He just kind of stood there right behind him with the ball in his glove and then waited for DeBanning to get off the base and tagged him. Wow. That's old school.
as we want to thank our great sponsors, Mountain Mitsubishi, for bringing us Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 this season. And you can go in and check out Mountain Mitsubishi at 2515 Upper James Street. Drive your ambition. Troy, you and I have seen that setup that they've got going over there at Upper James, and boy, is it ever something else. I think they've done a real brilliant job in renovating that building, and it's definitely worth a pop in just to see the lineup that they've got over there.
Yeah, it's an impressive facility, and stuff they have out there is second to none.
Always been a big fan of the Lancer. To me, it looks like a NASCAR. As I am a big NASCAR guy. So Mizuki Akatsuka will come back on here for the top of the fifth inning after
A little bit of tomfoolery there.
Yeah. Now, the argument for the Cardinals was that Dennis DeBanning had called time. He had essentially called time to the umpire, and the play was dead.
But was it granted?
Well, and there's the question. But the time difference there, Troy, why wouldn't it have been granted by the umpire? Like, that to me seems like a real miss.
The umpire, usually he'll have to put his hands up in the air and give the runner time.
Yeah, that There was such a stretch of time in between when DeBannon got over to third base, called for time, and Osika pulled the hidden ball trick. And I think Cole Ian Tomasi's having a word over there with the third base umpire right now.
Yeah, Luis Bernardo came right out of the dugout. Of course, he's one of the assistant managers on this team, kind of player coach, and he that's exactly what he was saying is he called time.
This ball is ripped into left field towards the fence. It's going to bounce down. Simons had a little bit of troubles. It's sort of stuck at the bottom, and it's a double to open up the inning for Champ Garner.
Well, great way to start off this inning for the London Majors. Just drove that ball to left field.
As Brad Verhoeven will be next up. That's the Majors' first hit since Diolio's double in the second inning. And now they'll trade the out for the base as Verhoeven's bunt will sacrifice for Garner to get over to third.
And that brings up Williams for the London Majors.
So he's got a runner at third.
Has a caught looking in the second inning.
And Akatska gets him swinging away at the first pitch. Akatska's got a little bit of work to do here. The double from Garner, the sacrifice from Verhoeven. He's got to try to freeze Garner at second, at the very least for one out. As Williams will drill this foul. And Akatska is one strike away from getting what he wants here,
Yeah,
Troy.
Williams straightens that out, and yeah, it's 2-0 here, Majors.
So if he's to get Williams without letting Garner score, he has a much more heightened probability of stranding that runner. As Akatska delivers, didn't get him going around. Williams was able to put the brakes on. 1-2 the count. This would be a humongous strikeout for Akatska if he can get it.
Yeah, it's really going to help him out here. He's got to pitch his way out of this inning. And Garner around third rather.
Williams shoots this one into shallow left. It's going to drop. Simons waited a little bit too long, and Bernardo didn't have a play on it. 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of awareness by Simons there. He comes in from left field, and that throw should have went right home, but delayed a bit, and that cost the Cardinals a run here, perhaps. We haven't seen Simons' arm. We don't know what his arm's like, but he was in shallow left, so it's a makeable throw. He was looking over to first and then completely forgot the third baseman, or sorry, the Gardner on third.
And now again the ball back to Akatska, and he's left without a throw.
Yeah, one down here. The Cardinals find themselves in a precarious situation. Runners on the corners.
And yeah, they need a bit of a moment on the hill here. It's a bit of a brain cramp for Simons out of left field. As I think you're right, Troy. I don't know if he didn't think Garner was going to go.
Yeah, he was looking at first to see if that runner that was going to try and go to second was going to make that turn, and didn't even look at home at all until one of his teammates, I believe it was Ian Tomasi, alerted him to the runner going from third to home, and Champ had to hold. Gardner had to hold and wait to see if he caught that ball.
And now the infield single from Bowman. And Krzyminski will step in with runners on the corners and one away. Cardinals need something positive here. A ball hit to DeCastro or Boyle would solve a problem. Check back at first. Oh, what a play! Akatska turned it. Rempel dives down. That was outstanding.
Yeah, just a great pickoff move here by Akatska. And he puts that ball exactly where it needed to be, low, to give any chance to pick off the runner. And Rempel was right there with the glove. You can see it right here. Good, quick move over to first. Rempel, perfect position.
Rempel lays out to make it happen. Akatska delivers, and it's 0-1 now to Krzyminski.
One down and men on the corners. Wasn't looking too good for the Cardinals, but they got a position to get out of here now.
The London dugout might want to be careful. In the headset, we could just pick up some words to the umpire. Lafleur behind home plate as Akatska gets ahead 0-2, comparing our home plate umpire to Angel Hernandez.
That might get you tossed.
That is not a compliment, folks.
If the runner on third starts running, you want me to follow them?
As
I'll be that.
the long look from Akatska, who will deliver, and this one on the ground, it's going to run foul.
We've got some really good live mics down on the field tonight.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 live for a couple of folks over on the London side at the moment.
Yeah, it gets us into the game anyway.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there wasn't a bit more of a look after that comment to that side. Yikes. And Akatska thought he had that one. And that might draw some jeers from the Cardinals side.
Yeah, Nick Lafleur, the home plate umpire, he had to think about that one as well. Almost called that. That was close.
Krzyminski behind 1-2. Akatska delivers. Krzyminski, hot shot. Boyle, what a play! Tracks over, drops down, and gets the third out. Couple of brilliant defensive plays from the Cardinals, and they get through the top of the 5th, just surrendering one. Watch this from Boyle.
Yeah, Boyle just stretches out.
Fucking play, boy.
Nice grab, nice grab.
He
And-
snow-coned her.
Yeah, and that keeps the Cardinals within reach here of 2. Exactly what they needed in this situation. And Mike Piazza and the third base coach for the London Majors were having a little bit of a discussion there.
Yeah, there's been some words exchanged here. And a long discussion with the umpires as we will continue along with Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 right after this. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Long conversation over at the Majors dugout with both the third and first base umpires, and I think there were some warnings given.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the mics are a little live, a little hot tonight down by that Majors dugout, and they were all over home plate umpire Nick LaFleur a couple times there during that inning, and wonder if that's maybe what it was about. Chris Piano, I know, came out and was talking with the umpire. He's down at third base right now, still talking with the umpire.
Yeah, I think there were some things said after the play by Rempel and then after the play by Boyle, and immediately the Cardinals dugout was not happy, as Ian Tomasi will shoot this one shallow right field, and backing up to bring that one in will be Gibson Krzyminski. And that'll bring up Andrew Johnston. Quickly one away as Travis Keys continues to roll. And was a little bit concerned there between innings, Troy, that if the umpiring crew didn't put a bit of a lid on things here, that there might be some players shown the door at some point, because it was starting to get a little heated.
Well, this could be a potential first-round matchup, and that would be interesting.
As Johnston will foul this one back.
Chatham-Kent Barnstormers up 3-2 over the Brantford Red Sox, top of the third. Barry Baycats up 5-0 over the Welland Jackfish, top of the fifth.
Montreal Alouettes up 10-7 on the Ticats at the half. As the ball comes in low, 1-2 the count. Ticats, they're having a real up and down run.
Well, they're trying to get things figured out on a 2-game win streak.
Luckily, nobody in the East has really run away from them.
Yeah, well,
The East has been a bit unpredictable. Ticats got that win over the Argos, which helped, and then the Argos went and beat the Alouettes, which kind of set everything back. As Johnston, hot shot to second, and Krzyminski has the liner.
Johnson with a really nice in-out swing, hard liner to the second baseman. Krzyminski makes the catch. 2 out here, London Majors, in the bottom of the fifth.
And now Nolan Boyle will bat with 2 away. Cardinals have not had more than 4 batters come to the plate in an inning. London has had 5 twice, but 3 times. And the count 1-1. For the Cardinals, it was 4 in the first, stranded Duncan, 3 in the second, 4 in the third, but stranded Boyle and Simons. 3 in the third, but that was with the, 3 in the fourth. That was with the wackiness with the banning, as Boyle's going to put this one up the middle. And with 2 outs, Cardinals have a runner on.
Well, again, another good at-bat by Boyle as he just waits for his pitch. He's very composed at the plate.
Evan Simon's going to step in.
Understands his role at the bottom of the lineup, hitting in that 8th spot, is get on base any way, anyhow.
He's got a walk and a single so far. Simon's trying to get something positive going. He's got a single in the ball game. A couple of defensive plays where, again, new to the lineup, just didn't seem like he was quite in sync. As Keys will deliver. Simon's held off, but it's a strike. 1-1. Josh Niles back to college. Essentially, Simon stepping into his spot. And looking to replicate the kind of production that Niles brings to the lineup. And Boyle managed to get back to first. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, really nice throw there by the London Majors catcher, Duolio.
Yeah, a bit of a throwback there.
Yeah.
Tried to catch Boyle leaning the wrong way. Simons able to hold off that, 2-2.
And with what Nick Lafleur has called behind home plate there, that's a tough pitch to lay off of.
Yeah, Simons took a bit of a chance there. Paid off for him. Long look in from Keys. Simons
Way ahead of that.
curled it past third base. That had been a little more straight. He might have shot that up the line and Boyle would still be running. If that comes around third base, Troy, it could have gone all the way into the Cardinals bullpen and Boyle would have had free run. That had some smoke behind it. 2-2, 2 away. Bottom of the fifth inning. Cardinals trailing just 2-0 the score. It's been a pitcher's duel as Simons will stay alive.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, Keys has pitched really well here for the London Majors. He's also had some good defense behind him tonight. And then the old trickaroo play, Tristan Osika at third base, the hidden ball trick, that helps as well.
Yeah, that erased Dennis DeBanning at third. Simons, did he hold off on that one? He did not. Ball in the dirt. And the Majors are out of the inning once again. Keys continues to keep that score line clean. We're through 5. Cardinals trail 2-0. We'll be back on Cable 14 after this. Welcome back to Mount Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. We begin the top of the 6th inning. Tyler Kosher opening up with a ball from Akatska. As the shortstop for the Majors has flown out to left and struck out so far in the ball game. Troy Akatska has given the Cardinals every opportunity thus far. Cardinals need something positive to happen on the offensive side.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they've been struggling with as of late. I talked to Chris Piano before the game, and he did say that he's really, really happy with his starting pitching as of late. And, it's unfortunate that losing Brett Lawson at this time of the year, but Brett just wasn't feeling it anymore. And if it's not fun, don't force it. And he's retired. So him and, a couple other guys as well that the Cardinals have lost. Stephen Strecker.
One of the best
Lane
players in
Renault.
NBL history, yeah.
A lot of experience that they missed halfway through this season.
Yeah, Brett Lawson caught me a little bit by surprise because every time we'd seen him on Friday nights, he'd given the Cardinals opportunities to win ball games.
Yeah, was Mr. Friday night.
As Akatska delivers, woo, that one ran inside. You can see when it came out of his hand immediately, it wasn't exactly where he wanted it. Full count to Kosher.
But Lawson felt that the Cardinals were in good shape with the talent that they had, and good young talent they had, and it was just time to step aside.
Akatska delivers, and that's going to be the first walk of the night for the Cardinal starter. London has had 4 hits in the ball game, just the 1 walk. Cardinals 2 hits, 2 walks. As stepping in will be Caden Cardoso.
Cardoso hitting .364, having a great season for the London Majors. In 30 games that he's started, he's played the most games besides Edward Diolio.
Cardoso started this season as a Hamilton Cardinal, but the Cardinals ended up with a bit of an influx. And the likes of Ian Tomasi, Marriott were here, Nicholson was still here, and it ended up with not being sure of where Cardoso was going to fit for regular at-bats, so they did him the favor of allowing him to go to London where he was going to get regular at-bats, and he's got to be the top of the list for Rookie of the Year, probably right behind Seth Strong.
Yeah, well, absolutely. A real solid first year for Cardoso. And mark that down as one that got away.
Yeah, Cardinals had a lot of young talent in the pipeline, and that's what ended up with Duncan at shortstop and trying to rearrange things as Cardoso goes down on strikes for the second time in the ball game. As Akatska gets him swinging through, and it's 1 on with 1 away for Eduardo Diolio.
Yeah, Diolio with the ability to smash this one wide open at any time. He's hitting .254. 5 home runs, leads the majors in home runs, or actually Reichenstein is tied with him with 5.
Diolio had the only hit of the ball game for the majors through the first 4 innings. Ended up coming around to score. And Akatska's going to open him up with a strike.
Reichstein not in the lineup for the majors tonight.
No, of course, on the Cardinals side, you're looking no Danny Berg in the lineup tonight, which shifts things around. Brendan Daly is here, who has been a revelation for the Cardinals on this season, but they've got to get Boyle and Simons enough plate appearances to qualify for the playoffs, so we might see Daly come into the ball game later, but he did not start, as the Cardinals just trying to get playoff ready here. As 0-2 the count from Akatska. He'll wind and deliver. Diolio shoots this one fair. Up the third base line. Simons sending it on to Ian Tomasi. Going home, and Bernardo was waiting on him. Good timing that time from the Cardinals as Simons in left delivered to Ian Tomasi, who turned it home. and Luis Bernardo with the tag, and that's 2 away.
Yeah, great relay there. Simon's hitting Ian Tomasi. Ian Tomasi turns, finds Bernardo right at the plate, and he was out by 4 steps.
So it's the double for Diolio, but 7-5-2 on the relay.
2 out keeps this game at 2-0.
And that ball is going to be shot way out foul by Tristan Osika. So still an element of danger as that shot just inside of third base puts Diolio on second. So Katska still has to manage that. That ball almost ended up coming back towards us. And
That's 2 doubles tonight for Diolio. He's had himself a great game.
the fans are chanting for a trip to the lager shed tent downstairs. If Akatska can strike out Osika, and Osika sends it. Oh, what a grab! Oh, Ian Tomasi just lost it at the end. Couldn't bring the ball down. He climbed the ladder. He had it in the glove, Troy, but it wouldn't sit.
Yeah, and Tomasi looking at the sky there. He's 6'1". Had he been 6'2", he would have made that no problem. But had it, just couldn't pull it down and keep it in his glove. And that would have been the 3rd out for the Cardinals in this one. And now the Majors have base runners on the corner here, 2 out.
Champ Garner, who had a double and scored a run his last time up. And I think Cole Tomasi really wants to see Champ Garner be retired on this one without that run coming home. Otherwise, he might be awake for a week. That was a spectacular job to get airborne and bring that down, and it just wouldn't stay in his glove. And it still made a great throw over to first base, but didn't have the time to get it, and now Akatska gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, he went up, got that ball, dropped out of his glove, and the ball bounced right in front of him. And then he looked over at first and thought, I could maybe do this, and almost made it, but Rempel stretched as far as he could.
Katska with the look in, delivers, got him looking! 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Mizuki Akatska. Oh, what a game between Akatska and Keys. Take another look at it.
This one here just right across, just dials this one right up, and it looked like it came across the plate and then outside the corner where it finished right in Bernardo's glove for the strikeout.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Lineup turns over here for the Cardinals as Rinkelman DeCastro will step in as Troy. The Cardinals battling away. They need something to go their way here.
Yeah, DeCastro 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout.
And certainly Travis Key's the toughest pitcher he's seen so far in the IBL.
Down the batter.
And DeCastro's going to try to put down a bunt to get on base. Keys up, turns. Great play over to first base on the stretch from Cardoso.
Yeah, DeCastro with some speed, confident in his ability to get down to first on a bunt, but that just bounced high, perfect into Keys' glove. Took the step over to first. Mark that 1-3 in your book.
Luis Bernardo will step in. A good look by DeCastro, just trying to get himself on base for some of the batters behind him. They'll end up with one away. Keys winding and delivering, and that's strike one. We have been treated here tonight, Keys and Akatska. Back and forth they've gone.
Just really working both sides of the plate. Keys not afraid to go inside there like he did just there on Bernardo.
Bernardo's eyes lit up. Just couldn't get a hold of the ball. 0-2. Tyler Duncan on deck. Keys has the look in. Bernardo sends this one way out foul.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a tough time seeing the numbers on those London's Majors jerseys. I like the color scheme, but wow, it's tough to see.
Yeah, if they had flipped the black with the white outline for white with a black outline, we might be doing a little bit better. But I'm simply going off position at this point. Nice delivery from Keys on the outside edge. New off the outside edge.
Yeah, Keys trying that change up to the outside, keeping it away from Bernardo's strength, which is right inside, right down the middle of the plate.
1-2. Keys has that one come in low. Diolio tried to block it. It hopped up off his shoulder and right to the backstop. 2-2. As Bernardo battling away. As Keys has the look into his catcher. Bernardo got a good chunk of that one, but twisted it foul. It stays 2-2 as he continues to battle.
Well, Cardinals doing the right thing. They're making Keys throw a lot of pitches late in this contest.
Yeah, Keys up at 75. Cardinals would like to extend that here in the sixth. They'd love to get him out of this ball game. As Bernardo keeps on battling. But to this point, Troy, Keys is showing no sign of going anywhere.
Yeah, no, at this point of the season, everybody's stretched out. Could go a complete game. They're going to try and ride him as long as they can. They've got a big weekend ahead.
Bernardo shoots this one through the gap and into left field. He's on with the single with one away. And now Tyler Duncan batting with a man on. And Rocky Mountain Thunder can change the complexion of this game with one swing of his bat. The reigning MVP won the home run derby at the All-Star game. The right fielder turned shortstop, turned center fielder.
Yeah, and I think center field is where we'll see Tyler Duncan for the next little while, hopefully. I mean, he's just looks comfortable out there.
Well, he's got as well, I mean, extremely athletic, especially for his size as Tyler Duncan. But when the Cardinals have the optimal lineup, they'll have Berg left to Banning right. So he's got two extremely athletic corner outfielders on either side of him, which helps. As Keys delivers, strike 1-1.
Yeah, I think Duncan's talking to Nick LaFleur there, wanting to know where that was. And that was that outside pitch that he's been consistently giving all night long. So hitters at this point should be aware of that.
As Keys will deliver, Duncan tried to lift that one, 1-2.
Yeah, that one, I think he was leaning for the fences on that one. Now he's just got to put the ball in play here. Touch green.
On touch green, you got the double machine behind you, Dennis DeBanning. As Keys will deliver, Duncan fouls it back. And again, Duncan trying to turn this at-bat into a battle. This is the part of the order, Troy, where you've got to have the danger element and you've got to force the opposition's best pitchers to throw a lot.
Yeah, this is the heart of the lineup in a crucial part of the game right here. And this is where the Cardinals need to start shining.
As Tyler Duncan staring out at Keys, who looks into Diolio. 1-2, one away. Bernardo over at first, and he'll check Luis Bernardo back. Now, I'm not saying Luis Bernardo can't swipe a bag.
I was just going to say, not a real threat to steal, but
Don't think he's going to go.
no, not at this point. They got to keep those runners on the bases.
Keys delivers, gets Duncan looking at it.
Yeah, and, I'm not surprised that that's the call there. He had that same pitch during that sequence and called the strike, and Tyler Duncan's got to know that outside there is going to be called, and he's called it all game, and he's been consistent, if nothing else.
2 strikeouts for Duncan in the ball game. Yeah, Cardinals hitters might have to make that, they should have already made that adjustment, Troy, you're right. But the rest of the way, they're going to have to make that adjustment as DeBanning chops this one foul.
From where we're sitting, we're right behind home plate. I'm right on the corner of that plate, and it looked wide. Some umpires would call that wide, but he has been consistent, both teams.
Well, our home plate umpire, and Neil and I have had a conversation about this season. The home plate umpire lining up over the inside shoulder of the catcher. So he's not up the middle, as this ball is up the middle, and it'll deflect. And DeBanning is going to be on with the single, moving Bernardo on to second.
Well, that's going to bring up Tanner Rempel, hitting .276 this season, coming into this game. And he has a runner in scoring position, Luis Bernardo, at second base. This is when the Cardinals need to take advantage of this. They haven't had too many opportunities with Keys on the mound this game to get runners in scoring position, and they have it here. DeBanning with the infield single.
We have seen Tanner Rempel come up with some big moments on this season as he sends that one up off the glove of Keys. It's flashed over to first, not going to be in time, and the bases are loaded.
I think DeBanning may have hurt himself sliding into second. He's down on one knee now.
DeBanning has taken a moment. Connor Corey, the reliever who has been really good for the Cardinals on this season, is over. And I think DeBanning just needed a. I wonder if he hit the base and maybe winded himself. And right now, DeBanning is up for the Tanner Rempel Award as the dirtiest player of the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah. DeBanning calling on for Ian Tomasi here in a real beneficial situation for the Cardinals if he can touch green, possibly score 2 runs and tie this game here.
Yeah, Ian Tomasi is a base hit away from likely bringing 2 across. You're right, Troy. DeBanning at second is going to run like a gazelle coming around third. As Keys delivers. And that one's not going to bounce far enough away for Bernardo to take a jump on.
Ian Tomasi 0 for 2 in this game.
Bernardo signaling something over to Rempel at first base, but I have no idea what it was.
Now the best opportunity in this game right here for the Hamilton Cardinals in this 6th inning.
Ian Tomasi back up the middle. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the Banning. He's going to get down. Rempel's going to be tagged out at third, but 2 runs score. It's 2 RBIs on the single for Ian Tomasi, and the Cardinals tie this ball game.
Well, it's pretty simple. See ball, hit ball. Ian Tomasi in a real crucial situation here. Puts this one right out to center field. And a great jump by DeBanning. And he scores from second. And this ball being cut off here. And the runner at third tagged out. That was
Rempel.
Rempel, yeah.
Rempel got caught going 8-1-5, but it's the 2 RBIs for Cole Ian Tomasi. This ball game is tied, and we want to say thank you to our friends from Little Caesars. 8 locations around the Hamilton area. You are never too far away from a Little Caesars Pizza. And our friends at 969 Upper Ottawa Street have been feeding our crew all season long here on Friday Night Baseball. So our big thanks to our friends at Little Caesars. We'll be right back with the Cardinals and the Majors all tied on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball. Behind us, Nate, with a great note in between innings. So I had it as an 8-1-5 on that play to get Rempel for the third out. Nate picked up that it was a right-hand throw, not a left. So that was Cardoso, the first baseman, who came across to cut that throw off. So 8-3-5.
And Keys was in behind home plate.
That's right. So good eyes there, and that's why
he gets paid the big bucks.
That's why Nate has been such a key member of our broadcast team here. As Verhoeven will lead off the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, really interesting when Dennis DeBanning came around home there and scored, tying this game up. He had a little conversation with some guys over by the London Majors bench. So there's no love lost between these two teams, and they're getting at it.
Yeah, there was some jaw-jacking going on earlier in this ball game that amounted to some warnings. And Dennis DeBanning, who is an emotional leader of this team, he and Luis Bernardo are the emotional catalysts. And they certainly had some words there. As Akatsuka gets 0-2 ahead on Verhoeven, who will reach out and shoot that one foul to stay alive. Akatsuka's crossed 90 pitches. 72 of them have been strikes. 93 total. He's thrown just 21 balls. He has just the one walk in the ball game.
Verhoeven over one in this one. Flew out the shortstop and sac fly in the 5th inning.
And Verhoeven will stay alive. By the way, while we're shouting out some people up here, Joey Ransom, who I think is doing 17 different jobs tonight, still found time to hook us up with some Denninger-sponsored spring water up here. He's making sure we stay hydrated while he's doing his 17 jobs. I don't know how he does it.
He's up to 17 now, eh?
I'm pretty sure. As Verhoeven sends this one into foul territory.
Well, we talked about our center field camera operator, who being the loneliest guy in sports.
That's right.
Joey might be the busiest guy in sports.
I believe that's correct. Yeah, we're getting away from that center field camera. See, what people need to realize is just to his right, he's got a stack of chips.
Yeah.
Like, there's just bags and bags of chips out there.
He's got a whole bar down there.
That's right.
All non-alcoholic beverages, of course.
And Akatska's got his 8th strikeout of this game. Gets Verhoeven swinging, one away.
Well, those 2 runs that the Cardinals scored in the bottom of the sixth there have really woken this team up. And a little momentum carried into the 7th. One down here with Williams at the plate. Noah Williams, 0 for 2 in this game. Strikeout.
And Akatska starts him with a beautiful breaking ball.
Still a lot of great velocity on his pitches. And fooling batters with that changeup.
Update from see, Neil, we can't get him to not work, but at least he's relaxed while he's doing it. 265 strikeouts by Cardinals pitchers on the year, which amounts to $795 in donations.
Wow. Is Neil the Harvard math professor?
He's the guy we've been looking for all these years.
Yeah, I think he is.
Can we bring him to Brantford in the winter and get him to explain some of the geometry, maybe?
Best pitch right here, best pitch. Come on, best pitch.
If only he knew what we were signing him up for.
Well, this year with Jake O'Brien and 2nd year, Rookie of the Year for the Hamilton Bulldogs, we're going to need a geometry lesson. That kid is something else.
The astrophysicist, manipulating time and space. As Akatska has this one by Williams put on the ground, right to Rempel, who makes the jog to first. 2 away.
Get your end right here, get your end right here. Only get tougher, not out of it. Come on, my boy.
Bowman will make his way in. Almost went to NASCAR that time with Alex Bowman.
Bowman 1 for 2 in this one and with a strikeout.
He was the man tagged out on that brilliant pickoff from Akatska to Rempel at first. And Akatska closing in on 100 pitches here. And Bowman's going to send this into center field. Duncan on the run. Not going to have enough space to make the play. And Bowman's going to turn the lineup over.
Yeah, Tyler Duncan cheating over a little bit to right field for Bowman. And Bowman just drops that right into left center. And they get a base runner on as Bowman goes 2 for 3 on this one.
Gibson Krzyminski will step in. 2 out with 1 on. And Akatska, who is at 100 pitches, but there is nobody twitching right now in that Cardinals bullpen. A couple of guys maybe stretching a little bit, but that might be Doc Hospital kind of silhouetting his delivery, but nobody really going through the motions. As Akatska. Whoa, Bernardo put a frame on it, but just didn't get the call. 1-1.
Not by much, oh boy, not by much.
Krzyminski has not reached base safely yet in this ball game, Troy, but the Cardinals certainly cannot take that for granted. As another beautiful pitch there on the outside edge from Akatska.
Yeah, there's that outside edge pitch that all game long has been called right there. Bernardo lines it up, frames it perfectly, and Nickel Fleur gives it to him.
1-2. Cardinals bullpen a lot louder now than they were. Bernardo sets up outside. Akatska delivers outside, and Krzyminski stays alive.
Krzyminski just gets a piece of that one. 1-2 here. The Cardinals are out of this inning clean.
Boy, what a ball game we are witnessing here tonight. We thought last week was fun.
Yeah, it's been quick too.
Yeah, we're just about to hit 2 hours. And we're already in the top of the 7th inning.
Is Neil running the pitch clock too now? From home?
One of his many jobs, as this ball will head out foul left field side. Krzyminski staying alive.
Well, no pitch clock yet in the IBL, but you never know. Logistically get it working, figured out.
I think it's got to be something that's on the radar here. Still a lot of whispers about a potential 10th team as well and where that might end up. Now Chatham-Kent has been a roaring success.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better 10th team.
Well, they were the 9th team.
Or the 9th team. Yeah, I couldn't ask for
better
a better expansion team. They're the Vegas Golden Knights of the IBL.
Absolutely, they've been tremendous on this season, stepping right in and right into the mix. And importantly, the Toronto Maple Leafs, although this season has been a bit of a struggle, they have much more solid ownership at this point. That ownership question not hanging over them anymore. It's been solidified. So now the hunt for the 10th team is on. Last year when Chatham-Kent got approved and we knew they were coming, there was a lot of talk about the Oshawa area. As this ball back up the middle, and it's going to spin through Boyle into Castro. And it's going to be runners on the corners with 2 away.
Well, perfectly placed by Krzyminski there. Couldn't have done a better job if he stood at home and threw it in between Boyle and DeCastro. And I think this might be, well, I think they're trying to get this bullpen up, get somebody working there, and giving Akasuka some time.
Yeah, they do now have a pitcher getting loose in the bullpen. It's a bit of a long toss, but there is a bit of urgency just at the moment with Kosher coming in. I think that's Drew Mainprize that's up. As Tyler Kosher will step in. Kosher walked his last time up. He was thrown out at home on that great relay that went Simons to Ian Tomasi to Bernardo. Has a chance here to give the Majors the lead right back with runners on the corners and 2 away. Akatska delivers. Bernardo throws back. Got him.
Oh, wow. Wow, I thought he had him by a lot there.
Yeah, that looked like he had him by several inches.
Luis Bernardo, he's beside himself there. He couldn't believe it. Get an opportunity to see that. We have a camera right there.
Yeah, that looked like the tag from Ian Tomasi was right on the money. Cardinals should be out of this inning. Akatska delivers. This is driven into center. Duncan backing, and he's underneath. And that will get Akatska out of the inning. Game remains tied 2 apiece. We hit the middle of the 7th, and we will be right back with the Cardinals up to bat when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
You got to hit. You got to hit. Come on.
Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Troy, we want to take a look at it. We're going to have the opportunity. Ian Tomasi on the tag.
Yeah, it's kind of
I mean,
not definitive, but you can see where his right foot is at the bag. Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, his right foot, as you mentioned, is at the bag. I mean, that looks pretty clear. I know it's not the best of video quality, but like his right foot is on the bag. Look how far away.
Yeah, it's actually in front of the bag. He's getting that out of the way. He can't put the foot right on the bag in front of the runner. And he had it perfectly placed, exactly where he needed to be. Put that ball down and looked like he made the tag. And that brings up
Andrew Johnston will open up the bottom of 7.
the Cardinals here for the 7th, and they tied this game 2-2. Real methodical inning last inning, getting guys on base.
It was the heart of the order that got the job done. Can the bottom third now come through with something in their own right? As Keys just continues to deal. Closing in on 90 pitches himself. And ahead 0-2 on Johnston. As Keys delivers, Johnston didn't get all that he wanted on that one, and it'll be Gibson Krasminski who will bring that in, 1 away. And that'll bring up Nolan Boyle.
Now back for the Cardinals, number 18, Nolan Boyle.
Boyle, who Troy has reached on a walk and a single. He's trying to make a name for himself early on here in his IBL opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, showing that he can be a real patient hitter at the plate there and have some productive ABs, and he's doing that and getting on base any way he can.
Did I just hear Emily Thompson in our booth?
Yeah.
She's up to something over there.
And of course, the Cardinals game day host, she was right down in the middle of a bachelor party there a second ago. I worried for her.
Ball on the ground, barehanded it short, but thrown away. Boyle on his horse up to second. He'll slide in, lost the bucket. And it's a runner in scoring position with 1 away for the Cardinals.
And he gets time and walks off the base.
Everybody pick him up.
And you can hear Luis Bernardo over at the dugout getting everybody behind the junior there.
Yeah, and there's going to have someone come in and run for him here, and it's going to be Cam Gravel. He's going to come into this game for Boyle at second.
And that will likely be a straight switch. And Boyle, who had the beauty hair flip, too, as he was getting up without the bucket. I mean, that's a straight lettuce trade right there when you're going Boyle for Gravel.
He had some good hockey hair down there for a couple baseball players.
Absolutely. Now Simons with an opportunity to come in. So Boyle is credited with the single and advances to second on the throwing error.
One out in the bottom of the 7th here. Cardinals with a runner in scoring position.
And a chance for Evan Simons to really endear himself to his teammates here. If he could come through with a base hit to score the very speedy Cam Gravel. As Keys delivers, and Simons ahead 0-2.
Well, I bought a bag of peanuts to start this game, and it's just made a mess everywhere.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen.
But how can you watch baseball without a bag of peanuts?
Well, I appreciate your commitment to the game and bringing the peanuts.
Absolutely, of course. But yeah, there's a mess.
That's why I made sure I kept mine on my my run sheet here, and like a funnel, right? Then you can just.
Bernie Arbor staff here is not going to be happy with me.
That ball down, and it's 3-1. And Brendan says down in the truck, the incredible thing is that they haven't heard it. They haven't heard the peanuts on the microphone, and that's because you and I are professionals.
I've had some of my best meals in the middle of a hockey game.
I know.
And no one knows.
I've been next to you.
Full course dinners.
Simons will shoot this one off foul, and that'll be a full count. You just wait for the play to be up and down the rink when I'm like exhausted, and you're over there having a hot dog.
Yeah. I just have to analyze the highlight. Chew everything up and then get ready for the next highlight.
Just give me enough time to get a blast of water once in a while.
Yeah.
It's worked for years. Why change now? As Keys delivers. Gets Simon swinging through it for 2 away. That's a great pitch from Keys as he went up the ladder with the fastball.
Keys keeping an eye on Gravel on second, and he has got a ton of speed. Like I said, if DeCastro can touch some green here, it's going to score Gravel, who can really motor.
Yeah, we saw that last week. Boy, can he ever. One of those young Cardinals that he's school-bound, but if they can hold his rights and keep him coming back up to the Steel City, boy, Gravel's got a bright future at second base, Troy. Can you imagine if at some point they had the likes of Niles and Gravel, DeCastro, Marriott all around that infield, Rempel over at first? Ah. All right, who's playing tonight, boys? Just roll the wheel.
Put names in a hat.
Yeah. That would just be extreme depth. Delivery from Keys, 1-1.
Good eye by DeCastro there.
DeCastro seeing his first real adversity in the IBL. He was 1 for 3 in the game against Brantford last Sunday. Then had a great night on Wednesday against the Maple Leafs.
In a tough place to play, too.
And DeCastro is going to score Gravel here. That one into right center field. Gravel around second. DeCastro lost his footing. It's not going to matter. Gravel crosses the plate. 3-2 Cardinals as they battled back to take the lead.
Nice job by DeCastro. He goes down and gets this pitch exactly where he wanted it, and then parks this between right and center. And Gravel was already off on the bat on the pitch, and he scores easily from second. Like I said, all kinds of speed there in Gravel. It was not even close. DeCastro tried to turn it into a double, but he fell rounding first base. Had to get back, but doesn't matter.
And that's going to do it for Travis Keys. The Cardinals are going to get the major starter out of this ball game. Majors having to turn to their bullpen. And the only unfortunate part for us, Troy, is we got to wait a little bit here to catch a number as Trying to see.
101 pitches for Travis Keys in this one. 61 were strikes. And he exits this game as the Hamilton Cardinals take a 3-2 lead.
So stepping into the ball game is going to be number 55, Victor Payano, as he will take over for Travis Keys.
Yeah, Piano's appeared in 12 games this season. He has a record of 2-3, an ERA of 2.55. He started 7 games this season for the London Majors, and he leads this team in strikeouts with 63.
So bringing Payano in certainly sends a message as to how important the Majors see getting this next out. Now, I got to imagine as well that Akatska is not going to start the next inning for the Cardinals. At least I'd be surprised. But 6 2/3 for Keys, and the Cardinals have battled back from 2 down to take a 3-2 lead.
Victor Payano from the Dominican Republic. He's one of 4 imports on this London Majors team. He'll come in here and take over for Keys, Travis Keys, who's had an excellent game for the Majors here, but just wasn't able to keep the Cardinals off the score sheet in a crucial situation of this game.
As Luis Bernardo will step in against Payano. 2 out. DeCastro's on first.
DeCastro also with some speed.
Yeah, he can fly. And we'll see if he is given the green light here.
Put a little pressure on Payano early on here. He's gone. Pitch out.
And DeCastro on the slide. He's in safe. Stolen base for Kelvin DeCastro. That was like a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, he was off to the races and easily takes this second base stolen bag in underneath the tag, and that ball ended up going beyond second base.
Troy, that was even with a pitch out, and DeCastro was there ahead.
Yeah, they knew he was going, and Chris Piano sent him. It was the worst kept secret in the ballpark right there.
1-0 the count as well to Bernardo. So Bernardo is a baseball touching some green grass away from bringing DeCastro around. 2-0 the count.
And Victor Payano has been really worried about DeCastro, and he now goes down to 2-0 to Bernardo.
So at some point, you got to think he's going to end up giving Bernardo something that Bernardo would like to look at. Payano delivers. Bernardo puts it on the ground. Over to third. Toss to first. Got it in time. And that will retire the side. Payano just managing to get out of that. But the Cardinals get the damage done. Cam Gravel comes across the plate on the Kelvin DeCastro RBI single. And the Cardinals have a 3-2 lead as we head to the 8th when we return on Cable 14. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Caden Cardoso is going to lead off the top of the 8th inning. Drew Mainprize, Troy into pinch. Cam Gravel does remain at second base after taking over to pinch run in the bottom of 7th.
Yeah, Drew Mainprize has appeared in 8 games this season, has an ERA of 4.66, 9 2/3 innings, 11 strikeouts for Drew Mainprize.
And Mainprize opens up Cardoso 0-2. Mainprize has been a different pitcher this season for the Hamilton Cardinals than he was last season. Seems like he has just settled in, a little bit more experience, trusts his stuff a little bit more. As Cardoso will stay alive, 0-2, fouling that one away.
Has a save, one save this season, save situation. And he is, as we mentioned, 11 strikeouts in 9 2/3.
Well, if you get Cardoso here, it'd be a great start. 1-2 is that one outside. Cardinals took the lead in the bottom of 7. Thanks to Raquelbin DeCastro bringing Cam Gravel across. Can the Cardinals hold it now? Expect that Zach Cameron's going to be up if they hold that lead into the 9th. That one ran a little high. It'll run things to 2-2. As Cardoso has to look out to Mainprize, who looks in to Bernardo and delivers on the ground. Rempel's going to grab it. He'll make the jog to first. Cardoso's away. 1 down.
Yeah, Rempel right there, just a little move to his right. Picks up that grounder, gets his glove right down on the ground as he teaches his Ontario team players that he coaches. And then a hustle over to first base for the out.
Eduardo Diolio has been the most dangerous batter for the majors tonight with the pair of doubles. I got to tell you, if my kids wanted to play baseball, knowing the personality and the skill level of Tanner Rempel, that's the guy I'd want teaching my kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Talked to him before about that. He just absolutely loves it. He said the kids are great. They're like sponges, and you play at that level, at that age, and they want nothing but to get better.
I think that might be the least surprising thing in the world, that Tanner Rempel is having fun teaching kids baseball. High-level baseball. He's one of those guys that if you get a chance to come out to a Cardinals game, the Cardinals players are so engaging with their fans. You have to meet Tanner Rempel. The personality is just off the charts. And, Diolio did not go around, according to the appeal at first base. 2-1 the count. Bernardo wanted it. Mainprize wanted it. Did not get it. I wasn't sure, Troy. I thought he stopped the hands before he broke. As Mainprize delivers, that one on the outside edge. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, we talked about Mainprize in his ascension to this year, this season. And he has a position now on this team as kind of a setup guy. Can be the closer as well, but really confident, throwing the ball with like a lot of confidence and velocity as well.
Diolio tapped that one back. Cardinals in a really good position the end of this season and moving forward. You've got Mainprize who can set up. You've got the veterans in Howard, Boato, Carenti, but then you got the young guys, as mentioned with Mainprize. You've also got Hospital. You've also got Gadjic and Cameron, who could both close.
Zach Cameron right now is working in that Hamilton Cardinals bullpen.
The star from Niagara University. And again, it's that young base of talent for the Cardinals. They keep a lot of these guys together in the bullpen for a while. As there you see Zach Cameron warming up. I mean, they've got the chance to be a devastating crew, as Diolio is going to get on base for the 3rd time tonight with a single out to DeBanning in right field.
Yeah, that's something that Cardinal pitchers have not been able to solve this game today, is getting that guy out. He's been a bit of a problem.
Yeah, the only out that Diolio has is a little grounder back to Akatska in the top of the 4th. Other than that, it's been double with a run scored, double before the inning ended at third base, and now a single. As main prize gets Osika swinging through the first pitch. Osika reached on an error in the top of the 2nd, also singled in the top of the 6th.
And performed the very cool hidden ball trick out in the outfield or at third base.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't seen that since maybe Bantam.
You know, we talked last week about John Boy Media and the great YouTube channel with the lip reading. There was a hidden ball trick on there, but, I mean, it was Blue Moon territory, like once in an eternity. As main prize delivers this one tapped, and I believe it went off the plate. Foul. Or perhaps off the foot maybe of Osika. Oh, 0-2 the count remains to Tristan Osika.
Gardner and Verhoeven scheduled due up next. They get that far.
As main prize will wind and deliver, and did not get the call. 1-2.
Yeah, good plate discipline there by Osika to lay off that pitch high and outside.
He was staring right through it. Just look, he almost tilted himself over staring at it just to make sure it stayed outside. Main prize again. Osika hammering this one into left, and underneath it is Simons, 2 away. And that will bring up one of the best names in sports, Champ Garner. And
Champ Gardner, shouldn't he be playing like corner for the Atlantic Falcons or something?
well, that would sound about right. And I think the outing for main prize is going to come to an end on the 2/3. He got the job done, and now the stopper, Zach Cameron, the stud from Niagara University, that the Cardinals were so amped up to get on this roster, is going to come into the ball game. And Troy, he is going to essentially here be tasked with a 4-out save.
Yeah, he's appeared in 6 games, 4.50 ERA, has a record of 1-0, and he's got 8 innings pitched and has 10 strikeouts to his stat line so far this season.
He's only had one outing where he's run into difficulty so far in his transition to the IBL. He's been incredibly impressive, the hard-throwing righty. And one of those guys, Troy, he and Stephen Hospital, the man they call Doc, signed at the same time at Niagara U, the teammates. They set records together at Niagara University, and we know how excited the Cardinals were to add them. We've seen in the appearances for Cameron on the season, 2 strikeouts in an inning on June 21st. That was his debut in a 7-3 win for the Cardinals. In a 4-3 win over the Welland Jackfish, 2 strikeouts in an inning in 2/3. Against the Guelph Royals, 1 run against in an inning with a pair of strikeouts. On June 21st in an 8-1 loss to Guelph. That's the only time he's really run into difficulty. 3 runs against on 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Then against Barrie on July the 23rd, 2 1/3 innings pitched with a pair of strikeouts. And on the 26th, last weekend, when we saw him here on Friday Night Baseball, pitched a clean inning, gave up the 2 hits, but nothing came across. And he's going to be tasked here with trying to give the Cardinals their second major win in a week.
Yeah, great fastball from Cameron, a slider that really moves with velocity. It's the lefty here, lefty-righty matchup, and a righty-righty matchup. Exactly what Chris Piano wanted.
Cameron delivers and gets Garner swinging on the first pitch.
Yeah, he comes in just throwing gas.
0-1 the count. Cameron delivers and gets Garner swinging through that 0-2.
Yeah, 2 fastballs, one inside, one outside and high, and Gardner bit on both of them.
If Cameron can get Garner, as Garner reaches out and sends that one well foul. If Cameron can get Garner here, he puts himself in an ideal situation to begin the 9th, Troy, as he would have the bottom third of the lineup. However, Williams does have a double, and Bowman has singles in each of his last 2 trips to the plate.
Yeah, they're getting some production from those the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, 9 hitters.
Cameron on the 0-2, and Garner fouls that one back. Sound effect again.
Yeah, Cameron again just coming out throwing gas here, and Champ Gardner just trying to hold on for dear life and get something in play.
Cameron delivers and wasted that one high a little bit, trying to get Garner to chase.
Yeah, it was the perfect 0-2 pitch. Either that or in the dirt. You don't want anything in the dirt with a guy on first.
1-2. Bernardo setting up to the outside. Cameron delivers, and Garner staying alive. Garner does not want to lose this battle.
Yeah, he's going to go through a box of balls here just in this one at-bat.
Cameron has thrown 6 pitches since coming in. 5 of them have been strikes. One and two, all over again. Diolio taking off for second. Garner's going to bomb this one way out foul.
Yeah, Gardner getting bits and pieces here of Cameron, and just can't keep it straight. He's been real late on most of them and just touching a couple to foul them back. I'd like to see Cameron throw that slider or throw a changeup here.
See if he can catch Garner leaning on the fastball. 1-2. Cameron delivers. Garner on the ground. Gravel handles. Over to Rempel at first. There's the first of the 4 outs that Cameron needs. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
My first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Our intrepid colleague, Neil Sriwastawa. Great catch by Neil on Drew Mainprice coming into the ball game. Pitchers to qualify for the postseason need 10 innings pitched and a minimum of 5 appearances. So Main Price was past the 5 appearances, has the 10 innings pitched now by getting that first out, ended up with a pair of outs. So he is safely set now for playoff baseball.
Yeah, things you just don't think about, and you've got to juggle as a manager of a team. And this time of year, too, apparently you got to make sure that your guys have got enough plate appearances, enough innings pitched, enough outs as well. Yeah, lots to think about. It's just not sitting there sending guys out to play.
Tyler Duncan steps up as Victor Payano will continue along here for the London Majors in the bottom of the 8th. And Duncan sends this one curling in left field, foul. Tyler Duncan had some trouble solving the riddle that was Travis Keys tonight. He did have a single in the first, but back-to-back strikeouts after that. It was eventually Bernardo, DeBanning, Rempel, and Ian Tomasi who created the rally for the Cardinals that got this ball game knotted. And Payano gets the strike call there, 0-2. And Duncan was not a fan of that one. Oh, and 2 the count. Payano will deliver. Duncan, hot shot to third. That one skipped right through Tristan Osika.
Yeah, that handcuffed him a little bit. He wanted to take that inside and had his glove angled in. And that was such a hot shot by Duncan that fooled him and backed him up as well.
I think you can see the jet stream coming off the back of the ball.
That was a vapor shot right down third.
Well, now with nobody out and Duncan on first, Payano's got a little bit of trouble here.
Again, the heart of the order that has done some damage in this game.
Duncan can move if DeBanning gives him something to run on. Great pitch there from Payano.
Yeah, the backdoor breaking ball.
As Payano sets, has to look over towards Duncan, now delivers to DeBanning, shooting this into center field, falling quickly. And Champ Garner started back try and then had to gallop forward to get to that. Makes the play.
Yeah, playing center field out there, sometimes tough in those lights. Made the adjustment, made the grab, 1 out here for Taryn Rempel.
As Payano delivers to Rempel, gets him swinging 0-1. Neil just updating us as well on the out-of-town scoreboard that Welland was held to just 2 hits tonight by the Barrie Baycats, a 6-0 win for Barrie.
Who's on the hill for Barrie?
It's the Baycats' 4th win in a row over Welland. Cesar Rosado, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits. As Rempel shoots this into left, was the catch? It was. He had to reach down to his shoelaces, did Brad Verhoeven, but came up with a baseball.
Yeah, nice grab by Verhoeven. I thought that had a chance of getting down and dropping in front of Verhoeven, but got there quick and just put the glove down and made the nice catch.
And that'll bring up Ian Tomasi. Cesar Rosado Troy, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. And our old friend Chris Lazar pitched the final 2 innings to get the victory.
Well, I'd say he was feeling it tonight.
As Payano Delivers for strike one.
Yeah, again, that backdoor breaking pitch from Payano.
I still can't believe Verhoeven came up with that ball.
He made it look so ordinary as well.
Payano delivers. Oh, my.
That may have been a gift for Payano. The first one was earned. That second one may have been gifted.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the first one caught the edge. The second one caught the edge of the other batter's box. As Payano ahead 0-2 on Ian Tomasi. Ian Tomasi fouls that one away to stay alive.
Yeah, Tomasi just protecting there. That's not his pitch.
See if he can get something here with 2 outs to move Duncan along. Tyler Duncan thought he was going to be on the run on the Rempel at bat. And Payano will get Ian Tomasi swinging. So Payano got his job done. And that means we head to the top of the 9th inning. Verhoeven, Williams, Bowman for the majors. And Zach Cameron, the fireballer, will step back to the hill for the Cardinals. We'll be right back to see if Cameron closes on Cable 14. It's Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. And Troy, if you play baseball, if you call baseball, these are the moments that you live for. Under the lights, under the stars. Zach Cameron, 3 outs away from giving the Cardinals their 4th win in their last 5 games.
Yeah, they've been playing, as of late, some pretty decent ball, and they want to hand the London Majors their 4th consecutive loss, and they've struggled a little bit in this these last 10 games. And London has the Welland Jackfish coming up tomorrow.
Who are going to be not so happy.
Yeah, and that's in Welland, and then Chatham-Kent in London on Monday, the holiday Monday.
Cardinals with a chance to keep pace with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. They would stay a half game back if the Barnstormers' 5-2 lead on the Brantford Red Sox holds. As Cameron delivers, Verhoeven shoots it to first. Rempel steps on the bag, 1 away. So Cameron halfway to what he needed. He came in with 2 outs in the 8th inning, needing 4. It's Noah Williams to bat. And Williams looks at strike 1. Cameron with the look. Will deliver. Williams tees it into left. 2 away as Simons comes up with the catch. Majors down to their last out. as that will bring up Charlie Bowman with 2 away on their last out. Cameron winds and delivers. Bernardo tried to frame that one for his pitcher. Cameron with the look. He will wind, and he will deliver. 1-1. Got Bowman swinging through it. Bowman has reached on base twice tonight. He was picked off at first after he singled, and then was stranded at third in the top of the 7th after he singled. Struck out in the top of the 3rd. Cameron delivers that one high, 2-1. Majors would love to turn this lineup over with Krusminski in behind Bowman and try to put the pressure back on the Cardinals. Cameron delivers. That one teed back, 2-2. Down to their last strike of the majors. If Cameron can finish it off, it'll be the second exclamation point he has put over teams ahead of the Cardinals in the standings in the last 7 days. It was Barry a week ago. Tonight, London. Cameron almost got it there, and Bowman got a piece to stay alive. It wouldn't stay in the glove of Luis Bernardo. It remains 2-2. Cameron sets. Intimidating presence from the mound. He'll wind and deliver. This one shot back up the middle. DeCastro backhands it over to first. It rolled through on Rempel, and the Majors will stay alive. And that will bring up Gibson Krusminski. DeCastro tried to label that over to first on the backhand. And it's the 3rd straight time that Bowman's been up that he's come away with the single. Great effort here from Raquelbin DeCastro, but not in time. Gibson Krusminski flew out to DeCastro in the 1st. Grounded out to DeCastro in the 3rd, lined out to Boyle at the time at 2nd in the 5th, singled in the 7th. And that ball is going to get inside, and it's going to move Bowman up to 2nd. And with Bowman on base, a little bit of pressure back now to the Cardinals. Tying run is at 2nd. Cameron looking to recenter. He was 1 strike away, and in fact the ball sitting in the glove of Bernardo away if Bowman hadn't gotten enough of it to foul it back from having this game over. This one shot up the middle. DeCastro, brilliant play. Ball tossed to 3rd, it's going to get away. And the ball game is going to be tied. Raquelbin DeCastro got caught in between. Bowman's going to come home. And the Majors have tied this ball game 3-3 in the top of the 9th inning. And that's going to bring Kosher up. DeCastro tried to send it over to 3rd base, and just it looked like he didn't have his feet set when he tried to make that throw, and Troy put it out way ahead of Cole Ian Tomasi. And Cameron doesn't get that call to Kosher. 1-0.
Yeah, some real tense moments there. They had him at 3rd base. And the throw just couldn't get it there.
Cameron delivers this one on the ground. It spins off of Rempel, and the ball tossed away over to first base. Cardinals with a couple of errors here in the top of the 9th, and now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
Now Zach Cameron is just wondering what is happening here with the Hamilton Cardinals just defensively kind of unwinding here in the top of this ninth.
So Kosher ends up at second. Krzeminski all the way to third. And I think Cameron may come out of this ball game.
Well, things looking promising here for the Cardinals. They had 2 out, and Zach Cameron just couldn't get the last 2 batters. London ties this game, and they're threatening to go ahead now. The runner at third base.
So it's 3 singles on the scoreboard. And very quickly, this game is turned again. Errors causing all kinds of trouble.
Hey, go Boyle! You got me! Come on!
Bowman originally getting to second on the wild pitch. Advanced to third on Krzeminski's single, and then the E6 brought him home.
Chris Boato into this game.
Chris Boato's going to step in, as we now know that at the very least we're going to the bottom of 9.
But Boato just 4 2/3 innings pitched for the Cardinals this season. 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. And he is in a real high leverage spot here for Chris Piano's Hamilton Cardinals.
Kosher up to second base off that error. Krzeminski's at third. And it has just been a fast comedy of errors here.
Yeah, things went from pretty decent looking to bad real quick here for the Cardinals.
Cameron had them down to the last strike, Troy, and it was a Bowman foul back that it looked like got a piece of the glove of Bernardo but didn't sit. That kept them alive. And then a bit of a defensive unwinding. And now a go-ahead run for London 90 feet away.
Yeah, not only are the London Majors staying alive here, tying this game, trying to force it into another inning, they can go ahead here.
Yeah, now Chris Boato steps in to take the hill. And he'll get Cardoso swinging to open up his outing. As Boato needing a strong appearance here, and he works ahead quick, 0-2.
Yeah, Boato getting a gift there. That ball, but that was almost 3 inches off the plate.
0-2 the count to Cardoso. Boato delivers. That one's off the plate, and Bernardo got enough of it to keep it just behind him. Not enough there to allow Krzeminski to scoot home.
Now the go-ahead run on third base here, Krzeminski. 1-2 to count, 2 out here. The Cardinals just trying to end this in the top of this ninth and get to the bottom. No action in the London bullpen, so it looks like Piano is going to stay the rest of the way.
High fly off third base. Ian Tomasi under it. Well, 1 run comes across, but Chris Boato comes in and shuts the door with 2 on, and Boato's fired up.
Let's go to the ball game. Right now, let's go.
Now an opportunity, Troy, going back the other way as the Cardinals will get the bats back.
Yeah, bottom of this ninth, Cardinals get an opportunity. All they got to do is get some base runners on, score score a run, and this one's over. Cardinals had a little bit of comedy errors in that top of that ninth. They need to redeem themselves here in the bottom.
Johnston, Gravel, and Simons are the expected batters, as we'll keep it right here in the halfway point of the ninth inning. And we'll wait and see, Troy, if there's any change in the expected batters. Daly is down there, who has been excellent tonight, or so far this season.
Yeah, well, Johnston is warming up down there, so he's coming in.
Looks like Johnston, Gravel, and I got to imagine Simons is going to bat because he needs plate appearances. So no changes yet. Payano back on the hill. He's been good since he's come in. Can the Cardinals get to him here?
Yeah, Payano has been, he's getting those working those corners, getting those strikes from Nick LaFleur, and has kept the London Majors in this game.
Not only, Troy, is there no action in the London bullpen, there's nobody down there. So they are standing by Payano. There is some action in the Cardinals bullpen. The goal you got to think here, if none of Johnston, Gravel, or Simons drive in a run themselves, turn this lineup over and try to get it into the hands of DeCastro, Bernardo, Duncan, DeBanning, that crew, as Andrew Johnston will step in to open the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, Johnson 0 for 3 in this game with a strikeout. Just needs a disciplined appearance here.
Payano winds, and that's ball one. Can Andrew Johnston start something here in the bottom of 9? Payano delivers. Oh, Johnston thought about it, held off, 1-1.
Yeah, Johnson wants something out over the plate where he can get his arms across.
He can send a ball into another municipality if he gets a hold of it. 1-2 though the count as he fouls that offering off. As Payano winds and delivers. That one well outside, 2-2.
A little bit of stat here. The Cardinals are 0-12 when trailing after 8 innings. So they're not trailing in this one, but
Johnston swings through, and Payano has the strikeout to open up the bottom of 9. Well, that will become important if we end up in extra innings where neither one of these teams has a winning record on the season. Cam Gravel steps in. This will be the first time Gravel has hit in the game. And it's strike one as he got a piece of it, but into the glove of Diolio. Payano has the look. That one high, 1-1.
Still a pretty decent crowd here tonight. Bottom of the ninth, and they're quiet here on every pitch now. Every pitch is big.
Yeah, it feels like this game has ratcheted up in terms of importance as Payano goes off speed and gets it 1-2.
Yeah, real nice change up there by Payano. Gravel not ready for that.
Payano with the long look in. Gets Gravel swinging. 2 away. Oh, and they are going to pinch hit here for Simons as Connor Hicks is going to come into this ball game.
Now back for the Cardinals, number 24, Connor Hicks.
Yeah, Connor Hicks played in 25 games this season, started in 24, hitting 226, 2 home runs. So a guy that can put the ball out of the park if he needs to. He's done it before.
Nice pitch by Payano to squeeze it inside.
He's really working Cardinal batters here. All sides of the plate.
Hicks, bouncer over to first base. Cardozo has it, and it's a grounder back. And we will head on to extra baseball. Top of the 10th when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14, presented by Mountain Mitsubishi. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Connor Corey into the ball game for the Cardinals. As Chris Bellato did his job, came in, got the out to send the game to the bottom of the ninth. Victor Payano did his job. Sent us to the top of the 10th, Troy. We continue along.
Well, this was one for the Cardinals that will keep you awake at night. And when you look back in the middle of January sometime, this is one that will frustrate you, that they should have had. The Cardinals fought back in this one, down 2-0, got the lead 3-2, and then in the bottom of the ninth, last one batter up, made the difference here for the London Majors, and then it was a cavalcade of errors that caused the run to come in and tie this one, and now we're in extra baseball.
As Corey having a quick conversation. And that's with Cole Tomasi as Edward Diolio. Can Connor Corey be the man to solve the riddle that is Diolio? As we will see what Diolio has in store.
Yeah, he has been nothing but problems here for the Cardinals tonight. Not the guy you want at the plate in the top of the 10th here with a runner on second.
No, certainly not ideal if you're the Cardinals. As Corey delivers, and of course, Cardoso will start at second. He was the last out of the ninth inning, so the quote-unquote Manfred man. As the 1-0 count for Diolio. What do you think of this this setup for extra innings, Troy? The man on second base.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's kind of like the 3-on-3 in hockey, in overtime in hockey. I'm just not completely sold on it. It's I think it was a way during COVID to have the games move along a little quicker. But it's just kind of remained maybe a guy at first. You got. I think you want to have that
for it a little more.
You want that guy at first to work for that. Try maybe that steal.
As Corey had a thought about it.
Well, Cardoso really ventured off the bag there. He was almost playing shortstop.
Go get right here.
1-1 count. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. For the regular season, you know, it's a creative way so the games don't run, 19 innings. And you got to use up, everybody, including a right fielder to pitch. Yeah. But certainly like 3-on-3 in hockey, you'd never want to see it employed in a playoff game.
No, absolutely not.
If hockey ever went to 3-on-3 in the playoffs, I think I'd lose my mind. As Corey winds and delivers. I'm not even that sold on it in the regular season, although this past year we did have a couple of pretty incredible finishes in Brantford.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some rules to kind of modify it, bringing that puck right back out in your own zone again.
I want to say it's the KHL that now has an over and back rule.
Yeah, I think so.
Can't go back across the center red line once you've crossed it. As Diolio chops this one to Banning right. He's going to come up throwing. That's going to bring Bernardo off the line. Diolio's going to pressure for second. And the Majors have the lead as Eduardo Diolio again comes up big.
Yeah, Diolio again, the thorn in the side of the Hamilton Cardinals here tonight. Now 4 for 5. Just a real thorn tonight here for the Cardinals. They just can't seem to solve them, and it was just a real harmless-looking hit that kind of just got out through the infield into right field, and then DeBanning made that offline throw to home. And
that'll bring Osika in. So Diolio with the RBI single. Osika, a little tapper back. Corey over to first, one away, but it does the job of bringing Diolio to third.
Yeah, textbook sacrifice bunt there. And moving that runner over to third. Now a little touch of green scores him, and the London Majors go up 2 here in the top of the 10th. What a story here in this game for the London Majors. They were down and out, bottom of the 9th, 2 out. Generate a run and tie this game.
And Garner sends this one foul. So the Cards now trying to limit the damage. Infield is in to try to prevent Garner from sacrificing to bring Diolio home. 1-1 now from Corey. And Cardinals will have the pressure on as London has brought one across. Garner shoots this one into foul territory. It's going to be too far for Rempel to jog on after.
Yeah, Garner 1 for 4 in this game, 2 strikeouts, but he's made the Cardinal pitchers throw a lot of pitches in this game, making real tough outs.
Oh, nice backhand stop there from Bernardo. That prevented Diolio from coming home. 2-2 the count. Corey needs this out right here, and he needs to do it stopping Diolio from getting home. Corey delivers.
Bounced in the dirt and run scores.
Garner swung through it, but Diolio's going to come home as Corey had it hop. And that is a big run for the Majors. They go up 2.
Well, ever since 2 out in the bottom of the 9th here, things have gone from bad to worse for the Hamilton Cardinals. And 2 runs in the top of the 10th, and the Cardinals definitely have their work cut out for them here. Just 1 out with Champ Gardner on first base.
So Garner actually struck out there, but advances on that ball. And again, Corey a little wild. Bernardo whips it to second, but it's not going to be in time. And Connor Corey has had a tough time delivering to Luis Bernardo. And he's going to have a mound visit here. And I do wonder a little bit, Troy, about the decision to bring Chris Boato out of this game after he came in and pitched that 1 out in the 9th.
Yeah, when you're going into that 10th, you're kind of you're almost like you put your closer in there, right? And keep it tight, keep him shut down that inning.
I thought we might either see Boato come back out or Gadget come into the ball game. As Connor Corey has been a little bit wild since coming in, and that one low. As Garner up to second off of that wild pitch, puts another runner in scoring position. It also eliminates the double play opportunity. And that one from Verhoeven sent foul.
Two and one here, 1 out. Top of the 10th, extra baseball here at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Yeah, I think you're right, Troy. If the Cardinals can't find an answer in their half of the 10th, they're going to look back on this one as one that got away from them. Zach Cameron was 1 strike away. It was in the glove of Luis Bernardo for, the very split of a second, and then error after error, and suddenly they find themselves down now 5-3 in the top of the 10th.
And more bad news for Hamilton area fans. Tiger Cats lost 33-16 to the Montreal Alouettes.
Garner off on his way to third. Ball sent foul again.
Gardner trying to get a jump there, and anything in play here, he scores from second.
As Corey will look into Verhoeven on the 2-2. Corey delivers, and he got Verhoeven looking.
Well, Connor Corey got that outside strike that everyone has gotten in this game tonight that stood on that mound, and there's no reason why he shouldn't get it, and he did there. And that was really much needed by the Cardinals as Luis Bernardo frames that one. Williams to the plate here now for the London Majors.
And Williams shoots that one out foul, 0-1.
Whoa, they've gone through a lot of balls tonight.
Yeah, there might be a concentrated pickup effort going on around the park after the ball game. I mean, there's going to be baseballs all over this place. Corey delivers. Williams shoots this into left field. Back for it. It's out of the reach. Garner's going to score. And Tanner Rempel is saying that Williams was way out of the base path and took him out. But Garner will come around. Williams with the RBI double, and it's 6-3.
Tanner Rempel kind of chuckling as that wide turn that Williams made. He's a big boy, and once he gets his momentum going, it's tough to turn a corner like that. You can see it right here.
Bunt attempt there from Bowman, who's the man who started this rally for the Majors in the 9th.
Williams got the first and then saw that that ball was deeper than he originally thought, and then made his venture over to second and knocked Tanner Rempel over in doing so.
Corey gets him swinging 0-2. Can Connor Corey get out of this right here and give the Cardinals a chance? They've got work to do in the bottom of 10 when they get the bats back. Bowman back up the middle. DeCastro will charge over to Rempel. Great save made by Rempel. That'll get the Cardinals out of it. But Troy, it is time to pull up the socks. If you're the Hamilton Cardinals, it'll be DeCastro, Bernardo, and Duncan to start the 10th inning. They'll start with Hicks, unless somebody comes in as a pinch runner on second. I think it's going to be Daly. And we will be back with the bottom of 10 when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Brandon Daly will head up to second base. He'll replace Connor Hicks, who would have been the runner. Daly will come in instead to open up the bottom of 10. And Raquelbin DeCastro will have an opportunity to start this off. And Troy, they need something here.
Yeah, DeCastro 1 for 4 in this one and a strikeout. And the Cardinals have their work cut out for them here. They know exactly what they need to do. And they're up against one of the premier closers in the IBL, Victor Payano.
Payano got the outside edge there. Castro caught looking at it. He looked like he readjusted. Now finds himself down 0-2.
Payano come into this middle relief setup, and now the closer for the London Majors.
He'll be in line to win this ball game.
He at one point was in line to lose it.
And does not get that call on the off speed. 1-2. DeCastro playing a dangerous game there, letting that go. Payano, long look in. Daly dancing off second. DeCastro dropped third strike. Diolio up to toss the first. One away.
Well, DeCastro swung right through that one, and then Diolio dropped that, but very calmly come out in front of home plate, threw that down to first, and beat Castro, who has great speed.
And now it's Luis Bernardo. Came around to score in the 6th inning.
Brandon Daly still at second.
Bernardo on the ground. That one's going to leak through the infield. Daly on his horse. Throw's going to pull Diolio off of home. And now the throw out of the way of Cardoso. Bernardo up to second with one away.
Well, London Majors almost had an inning like the Hamilton Cardinals had in that bottom of the ninth there, as they're throwing the ball all around the infield here. And Daly scores, gets the Cardinals within 2 here. Bernardo gets to second on an overthrow. And 1 down, and the guy that you want at the plate in this situation, the guy the Cardinals hope they could get to the plate.
Yeah,
Tyler Duncan.
Tyler Duncan, Troy, has an opportunity here. He could tie this ball game with one swing of the bat.
Nobody up in the bullpen in London, and there is a big-time discussion going on right now on the mound, making sure everybody knows who's at the plate and what responsibilities everyone has here.
It's Dennis DeBanning to follow. Tanner Rempel in behind him. Yeah, there's still nobody even down that bullpen. So with the busy weekend for London here, they are clearly committed to Payano going the rest of the way here, however long that is. There's Payano, ready to deliver against Duncan with Bernardo at second. And that one comes in low, ball 1.
Well, I can't say that Duncan didn't think about that one.
He's just looking for an opportunity here to take something over that right field wall.
Yes, extend those arms, tie this game.
Payano delivers outside, 2-0. And Victor Payano, who is closing in quickly on 30 pitches in his outing.
Yeah, they're not going to give Duncan something that he wants. They would just as soon walk him and pitch to DeBanning. Could also do damage, but they're being very careful around Tyler Duncan here.
And I wonder if they are just going to walk Duncan here. 3-0. I don't know if you really want to try to work back inside now.
Hey, your pitcher spot. Your pitcher spot. Unload it there. Come on.
And it puts the double play back on as well.
Payano looks back at Bernardo. He'll deliver. Gets it to 3-1. Well, they're not going to give up on Duncan here.
But they're going to be very careful. Little mistake here by Payano, and this game could be tied. Everything's going to be outside. It's going to be an opposite field home run if Duncan can get a hold of this with that ball on the outside.
Duncan on the ground. He's going to move Bernardo up to third, but he's going to be retired at first. Cardinals now down to their last out.
Now, Tyler Duncan didn't get the pitch that he wanted, had to protect that plate.
And it's Dennis DeBanning.
This where you want me to be?
Can he keep this game going?
DeBanning with 2 home runs on the season for the Cardinals.
Up the middle. He's going to score Bernardo. It's 6-5.
Now that's going to bring Tyler Rempel to the plate. Tanner Rempel to the plate. Cardinals can't ask for much more in this crucial situation. They're getting the guys that they need up there now, and Ian Tomasi is on deck.
Tanner Rempel will step in. Something to the gap likely could tie this ball game with DeBanning on his horse. A home run ends the game.
Payano really cognizant of DeBanning's speed.
As Payano delivers. And he'll get strike 1.
That's an important strike to get.
Piano looks into Diolio.
Piano now can throw the pitch that he wants here. 0-1.
Gets Rempel swinging through on something that came in low. 0-2. Cardinals down to their last strike. Rempel needs something here to extend this ball game.
Rempel now, he's got to protect the plate. Even if it's not the pitch that he wants, he's got to foul anything back that's close.
Piano with Diolio set up outside. Rempel skies it. That's going to carry out past the fence. Cardoso did not come up with that baseball as he tried to get a hold of it into the stands. Oh, and I don't know that was advisable.
He does the header. You look like me climbing over a fence there.
Jeez. He fell over going one way, then tried to clear it like something out of pro wrestling, and I think he caught his foot.
That was about a month ago, the pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That was here.
As Piano, 0-2. He'll deliver. Make it 1-2.
Good eye by Tanner Rempel there. That's a tough pitch to take.
Catcher's eye there for Rempel. Rempel's got to have something here to keep this ball game going. If Piano makes a mistake, Rempel is capable of taking it yard. But Piano has not made a lot of mistakes in this ball game. He's thrown 26 strikes out of his 33 pitches since coming in. Piano will wind and deliver, and he strikes out Tanner Rempel. The London Majors win a wild ball game by a 6-5 final. Troy, this one went back and forth and back and forth. The Cardinals almost come up with it in the end, but errors cost the Cardinals down the stretch. In the 9th and 10th, a bit of an unraveling. And, oh boy, hold on, we got trouble at the field.
Yeah, this is something that's been brewing all game here, as the London Majors and the Hamilton Cardinals have been jawing at each other all game. And Dennis DeBanning was in the middle of that. He got pulled away by an umpire and his own players, and cooler heads are prevailing now. They're still chirping at each other.
Yeah, Dennis DeBanning was on his way off the field, and it looked like somebody said something to him on his way by, and that was all DeBanning needed. Is he went into the pileup, and then Luis Bernardo came flying in to try to help his teammate.
Yeah, London Majors in Welland tomorrow, and then Monday at home against Chatham, and Hamilton Cardinals back here against the Brantford Red Sox on Sunday, and you do not want any suspensions.
No, at this part of the season, you can't afford any suspensions at all. But Troy, we got treated to a game that started off as an incredible pitcher's duel tonight, and in the end, it was one less mistake by the London Majors that ends up as the difference.
Yeah, that's really all it was. It was mistakes in crucial times in this game cost the Cardinals, and say this is the one that keeps managers awake at night. This is one that players in the middle of January just cringe over that they should have had. And you know, they go back at it tomorrow for London, but the Cardinals are back here against Brantford on Sunday, and now they need to put it behind them and just think about what they got ahead.
Chatham-Kent got a win tonight, so the Barnstormers move ahead of the Cardinals in the standings. They will now pick up that full game, and the Cardinals have some work to do down the stretch. Otherwise, they will be, as of right now, they'd be slated for a date with the Guelph Royals in the first round. If they were to pass Chatham-Kent, it would be these London Majors. Long way to go still. A lot of things to be decided. But for tonight, my thanks to my broadcast partner, Troy Islikar, and our entire Cable 14 crew. I'm Reed Duffy. Thanks for tuning in to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball. It was a wild one.